Hello and welcome to the Last Minute Laura show. It's the afternoon. I'm learning to knit today. Hello and happy International Women's Day to all of those of you who identify as a woman. Happy International Women's Day to you. I identify as a woman and therefore happy International Women's Day to me. My love Alex has said that we are having sushi for dinner in honor of me being a woman. It seems like a weird thing, but every year that Alex and I have been together, it wasn't even a thing before I met Alex. I didn't even know International Women's Day was a thing. And then once I started dating Alex, I was getting flowers every March 8th. So now I know it's International Women's Day. I mean, I'll take an additional day for me since I don't have Mother's Day. I'll take International Women's Day. Give me as many birthday things as there are. So Alex went and got me my favorite tea and donut, and we're having sushi for supper. So happy International Women's Day to those of you who knew that it was International Women's Day, and if you didn't, it's International Women's Day. So happy International Women's Day. Happy Monday. Today I am going to be knitting, but I also have this yarn that is dry, and I would just want to twist it up into cute little hanks so I could look at the colors more togetherly. By the way, as you're coming in today, friends, take your shoes off, leave the shoes at the door, hang up your coat, pull up a chair, get a tea. Don't forget to like the video as you're coming in. Helps the channel grow and whatnot. And I'd really appreciate it because we're going to be here all afternoon, so you should hit the like button in honor of the fact that we're going to hang out all afternoon. Hey Kathy, hey, oh, excuse me, hey Pterodactyl, hey Rebecca, hey AJ, Kiana, Linda, Mary Grace, and Lita. Hello, and Helen's here too. Hi, good afternoon to you. I let the Generation Z bully me. I did a middle part. I said to Alex this morning, look, I'm youthful and trendy. I have a middle part. And he was like, and you have those clips from the 90s? So I'm doing two cool things. One, I'm doing the hip trendy middle part of the Gen Z kids, and I'm doing some nostalgia for the millennials with those clips from the dollar store. So, hey. Good day, everyone. Hello, Alex. Good day. Just want to say thank you so much for helping me with the sweater. Oh, good. You got it then. So it did work. Once I finished row 2, I cut off my yarn and reattached it to the middle of a side of the hexagon, and it went perfectly. Awesome. Perfect. I'm glad. That's great. Good. Well, I'm glad that it's not puckering or giving you any trouble now. I washed almost all of our wool sweaters. I have 2 more wool sweaters that need washing. I'm here. On time, I know, with no notification anywhere either, Vicky. Well done. Welcome, by the way. Kiana, I'm Gen Z and I can't do a middle part. I did it for years and got told it was untrendy. Started to wear it as a side part, and now middle parts are a trend. How's the knitting? Janice, it's going pretty well. I found my my round needles? Is that what it's called? My circular needles. I found my circular needles, so it's easier than the long stick ones, but so far so good. Hi everybody, I love this community. Me too, Vicky. Me too. Happy International Women's Day to you as well. And hello Dawn, happy International Women's Day. And Rebecca, I finished off my granny hexagon cardigan this morning. Awesome, that's so good, Rebecca. Are you wearing it already, or are you blocking it? Are you somebody who like finishes something and then blocks it? I can't help myself. I usually block it after like a week of wearing it because right when it's finished, I just want to put it on right away. Anyone else like that? So I have more yarn dyed now. I've dyed now 8 skeins. So the avocado cardigan is going to be the best. Because it's going to have enough yarn to do whatever I want to do. And I'm going to make a long cardigan. I've decided I'm going to add pockets onto this one, like real good deep pockets so that you can put your phone in there, and then like basically my idea for this cardigan has kind of shifted into somewhere between a cardigan and a house coat. Like I want something that I could put on in the morning in the summer when it's still cool in the morning to go let the chickens out at like 6 in the morning. So like a sweater, but not too warm, but not too somewhere in the let the chickens out at 6 a.m. in June type of a sweater, you know? I've been out of the loop for a while. Did your cat ever have kittens? Linda, it turns out that I am not a vet at all. Not even a little bit. I thought I was at least a little bit of vet. I mean, not education-wise, just I thought I had like some kind of understanding of animals. Turns out this cat was never pregnant, and I think that I just mistook her fat body for pregnant, but really she had worms, and then when we got rid of the worms, she stopped getting fatter, and I just wasn't ready to accept it, so I believed she was pregnant. So she wasn't, I guess, ever pregnant, which is so weird, because honestly she was so round, but again, if she had worms, maybe, I don't know. No babies is the thing. We love pockets, right? Don't we though? I know. So this 2 skeins of yarn, I tied them together so they would have the exact same like color pooling, and then I dipped half of it into iron solution after dyeing it, so part of it's gotten really dull, almost a gray tone to it, and then the other side has this like orangey peach. Maybe you could tell right there the 2 different colors that are going. It's not as saturated as it is in real life, like it's much brighter where I'm looking at it, but for you guys, I know it looks like a little, oh, you can tell the difference though. There's like a gray here versus like a orange. So now the color palette for this sweater is just getting prettier and prettier as we go, because every time I dye new yarn, I get a different set of colors coming out. So let me just show you these skeins together, because I've got like multiple tones going now. We've got, do you see them all? I know it's hard to see because it looks brown. I feel like the purple in my shirt doesn't help. But we've got like orange pink, and then we've got like a purpley baby ballerina sort of pink. Then we've got this sort of gray brown, and then we've got orange but with spots where I tied. There's the gray, and then it switches back to the orange right here. I know it's harder to tell, but oh, you can kind of see though. You can see they're different. Maybe you can't really tell what the colors are accurately because my camera's not great, but you can tell that they're different colors. When I hold them really up close, the pinks kind of show up a little. So I think the cardigan's gonna come out really cool because of all these varieties of pinks. I think it'll come out looking more like a pink sweater than originally. Oh, I wish I could have got more of them to come out like this though. Is that not, that's really pink to me. Like this one is so much pinker, and yet that one was dyed only with the skins, not with the seeds. So I'm like, WTF, Laura? I used the seeds, which is where the tannin and the red is supposed to come from, and I got an orange, and then I used the skins, which isn't even supposed to provide me pink, and it comes out with this ballerina pink, so. Hard life. There's another 2 skeins drying in my bathtub right now. Hanging. So I found my circular needles. I found my crochet hook thing. This is what I was trying to tell you guys about. Ugh. It's like a pocket, and my circular needles were hiding in here, and I forgot where it was. It was in Alex's office for some reason. Because all of my craft stuff ends up everywhere. Oh, by the way, I've put aside a few more eggs that are beautiful that I'm gonna put into the incubator after the new babies hatch. Alex was like, we could have batches, and since he said that, I was like, then we're gonna do that. We're gonna have batches. And he said we can't eat any of them. Like, if they turn out to be boys, Alex is not on the page of we should eat them because they would be like pets. But if they turn out to be boys, we can sell them. I think it'll be okay. For those of you that are like, what the heck are you talking about? We have chickens, and we got an incubator because I seriously am in need of some baby animals, and also because I want to get new chickens this year. And I figured we have beautiful chickens, we could just reproduce them because none of our chickens are related, because they're all from different farms, but they're all breeds. Like, they weren't just barnyard mixes. Every time I picked a chicken, I was picking like a breed of chicken that I liked. So I have like black copper Morans, I have silver laced Wyandotte, I have a red laced Wyandotte, I have a brown Orpington, and what is Diane again? some German breed. Anyway, though, all of the chickens we have, except for our 3 colorful egg layers, those ones are all Easter eggers. We don't have any purebred colorful egg layers like blue leg, cream leg bars, or blue azure. I don't know how to pronounce it. It doesn't matter. But all of our chickens, except for our Easter eggers, are like pure breeds. So that's cool because you can kind of like do designer chicks. So since our rooster is an Easter egger, he came out of a blue egg. He has the blue egg laying gene. So if we breed him with any of our girl chickens, blue gets brought into the egg mix. So if there's a white egg laying chicken gets bred with a blue rooster, you get light blue eggs. If a brown egg goes with a blue rooster, you get like green eggs. So anyway, since the blue rooster is what we have right now, or the blue egg gene is in from our rooster, if we mix him with any of our Easter eggers who make blue eggs, their babies would make bluer eggs, or if we mix with green, we'll get teal, right? So I had two of Marshmallow. Marshmallow is our Wheaton Americana. She's a beautiful, beautiful bird, but she makes these beautiful teal blue eggs, really like a stunning color egg. So we've kept 2 of her eggs to put in the incubator. We've also kept a few of our black copper Moran eggs because the chickens are beautiful. They have hairy feet, which is adorable. And then also, so they're good, basically all of the ones that were Canadian hardy breeds with small combs and small wattles, large eggs, and good production and good temperament. Those are the only ones we're picking from because we intend on keeping them, and we don't want to make, like, we're not going to keep any of Poppy's babies. Poppy is our red sex-link chicken, and she is, which is like when you go to the grocery store and you get brown eggs, they're from red sex-links. They're like a factory farm chicken, and we got her as an old lady already from a farm down the road. They gave her to us for free because we were asking if they would sell any of their chickens to us. So they gave us Poppy for free, but she's like mean. Like, I like her, obviously, because I think she's like a cool chicken. I like all of their attitudes, but she's mean as far as chickens go, so we don't want her to reproduce. We wouldn't want her babies. Although she would likely give babies that lay a lot of eggs, she wouldn't have good attitudes in the babies. So we did end up keeping 1 egg that is a white egg from a white leghorn, which is the other factory farm chickens we have. So we'll see how that comes out. I'm kind of like, I know that that's not necessarily a hardy breed because they're a skinny chicken. They have a big red comb, which means they get cold in the winter. But I'll just, if it turns out to have a big comb, I'll just take care of that chicken. Like, I don't have to really worry about it. But I am excited to see what we get because I mixed. I have our silver-laced Wyandotte, who is Sunflower. She's beautiful, beautiful bird. She lays little cream-colored eggs. So if the rooster mixed with her, then the baby should come out a blue egg-laying laced Easter egger, I think. That's my hope. And I want to keep a couple of Violet's eggs and have them fertilized because she is a red laced silver Wyandotte Easter egger. So she has 1 parent that was an Americana and 1 parent that was a red laced Wyandotte. So that means she could, if mixed with the Easter egger, she could produce a lavender baby that lays blue eggs, which is like all I want. Literally, I had a really mean lavender colored Americana. She was awful. I'm like hoping one of the babies comes out lavender because lavender is it's just gray. It's pretty gray. But I don't have any lavender chickens. I have a goal this summer of getting a buff colored chicken, which is like yellow beige sort of. And I have the goal of getting a buff, and what was the other one on my list? Yes, I have chickens on my list. Okay, I forget what it's called. I feel like it's called a Barnevelder. It's like a laced Wyandotte, meaning it has wings or feathers that are one color, but they have an outline that's a separate color. So for a silver laced Wyandotte, it would be like a silver bird with black outlines on each of the feathers. That's what Sunflower is. And then we have Violet, and she's like a silver bird with red outlines on her feathers. So there's this variety. I think it's a Barnevelder. But anyway, what they have is 2 outlines. So if you have like a silver bird, it would have 2 red outlines, which makes it look like really lacy and fancy, which to me sounds great. But I really do want a buff Orpington. They're basically, if you've seen our chickens, we have one named Clover, and she's a brown Orpington. They're big fat chickens. They're the ones that you see in your mind's eye when you picture a chicken on a farm in a children's book, like the big fat mama hen, the one that wears a bonnet, like that's what they look like. And I want one because we have a brown one, and she's so sweet, and she gets broody, which I think is so fun. Because I mean, she wants to be a mama. And yeah, basically I want to play with the genetics of birds and make beautiful birds that lay beautiful eggs. And I want to do that like as a hobby, which sounds kind of like eugenicsy, but it's not. It's definitely not like that. It's more like I just want to have pretty birds that are friendly, that want to lay beautiful blue eggs. Hey there, Maggie. I feel like I'm getting a lesson in biology genetics. Well, to be fair, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Like, not I have no idea. I definitely do a lot of research on stuff, but I have not done it yet. I have a lot of idea just in my head. And also, thank you. My knitting looks great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, KM. I'm working really hard on it. I'm struggling, but also I'm doing it continental style. Do you notice that? I'm not throwing my yarn this time. I'm picking my yarn. I've been practicing this continental business. The only thing I'm struggling with is I've been holding the yarn onto the needle. When I do my yarn over, I like hold it in order to get it over. Wow, if you don't know how to knit, that doesn't make any sense. But if you do know how to knit, do you have a tip for this part? If you look at, I'm gonna stand up so that you can, so it'll focus. So I'm sticking my needle in, and then I'm doing my yarn over, and then I want to pull it down, but then the yarn gets lost. So I'm holding it with my other finger in order to be able to get the loop over. Is there a trick so that I don't have to engage this finger, or am I always going to be engaging that finger? Here, I'm just going to knit a few so you could see what I mean. This finger, I have to grab the loop so that it doesn't fall off the needle. If you're a knitter and you can see what I'm trying to tell you, do you have any advice? I'm just going to keep knitting a few. So like, I put my needle in, I put my yarn over, and then I need to get that needle underneath. Come on, needle. Need to get my needle underneath there, and then I can pull it off of that needle. But it's hard to do. I'm struggling is what's happening here. So I've been using my finger to hold the loop on. Anyway, I feel like I'm getting, okay, I got that. You are certainly multi-talented. Well, thank you. I would love to dye my own yarn, but it looks very complicated. It's not, Linda. It just is time consuming. I get so much pleasure through watching you do it. It's definitely not difficult. It's just time consuming and messy. So like, if you have a messy disposition in general, your kitchen will never be clean if you start to dye yarn. It's a benefit to us that we have 2 kitchens in this house. We live in a house on a farm, and the house has 2 kitchens because it was like 2 old Italian people who lived here before us. So it's like Nona's kitchen downstairs for sauce making. The kitchen goes right out into the backyard, and like, it's like Nona's kitchen. But for that reason, it's a benefit for yarn dyeing because it's so messy. It's just such a tedious job, especially natural yarn dyeing. Obviously, any yarn dyeing is messy, but natural yarn dye, you have so many like things that end up going in the compost after. So you have like, there's just a lot of waste. It feels like you have a lot of things and a lot of things to dispose of after, a lot of water. I just went to Instagram to look at your beautiful chickens. Aren't they pretty? I think that once the way you knit becomes habit, it's hard to break. Are you a tight knitter? Yes. I mean, no, I don't know. This is like the first thing I've ever committed to knitting. I've knitted a few things in the past, like I've knitted a scarf, I think I've knitted a blanket when I was little, I've knitted dishcloths, one of them last week, but this is the first time I'm doing in the round or round circular needles. I'm not a knitter, I'm a crocheter. I'm trying, I'm learning. Hi everyone, hope everyone's having a good day. Hello B, how's it going? I'm having a great day so far, and thank you for coming. KM, yeah, that looks right. That definitely happens to me too. A grippier needle might help. Try to slide the tip along the other needle to trap the yarn. Okay, I'll give that a shot. And I think once the way you knit becomes habit, it's hard to break. I'm only learning this way now. I'm brand new to learning continental. I was doing, I don't know, imperial. What's the other version? I don't know the other name. I just can't think of another name. And when I hear the word continental, the only other thing I can think of is like imperial. So that's probably wrong. American style, Canadian style, European style. I don't know knitting. I literally don't know knitting terms. I know knit and purl. Those are the only two terms I know. And I know how to do it the other way, where I'm holding the yarn in my other hand and I like throw the yarn. I can't do continental. I mean, so far so good. I've only dropped a couple of stitches. I haven't cried yet, so that's great. English style. Hey, I mean, what did I say? Imperial and then American. I mean, it's basically, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Can I just keep talking about chickens? Do you guys mind? Because like knitting's great, but it's not interesting to me. I'm trying to learn it, but so far I don't care. I'm just trying to learn it, and I'd rather talk about chickens. If you guys are down to listen to me just blabber on about chickens. Hey there, Jessica. Thank you for becoming a patron. Patreon notified me again this morning, and I was like, pretty sure I already knew that, but thank you, Patreon. So Patreon just wanted to double remind me that you became a patron recently, so thank you for joining, Jessica. So chickens, let me just keep talking about chickens. So what is Diane? Hey Alex, yeah. Do you remember what kind of chicken Diane is? No, Clover's an Orpington. She's something else. I need to find out what kind of chicken she is. Just one second. She's like a black something. Black German chicken? I think she's got a German name. Well, I guess I shouldn't search it by German chicken. How would I know? Let's just see. Black chicken breeds. Let's see what we got. Not the Orpington. Australorp. She's an Australorp. Jessica, Diane is a wonderful name for a chicken. Funny story behind that, actually, Jessica, is that Diane is a name I've always wanted for a cat. I always wanted a black cat. Well, always. I remember when I was in university, I thought it was hilarious when people named their animals after people, like just human names for animals. I thought was so funny. And I had a joke with my sister that we would have two cats when we were old ladies, one named Janet and one named Diane, just because those are like right now, or when we were making those names, they were like 50-year-old woman names. And I thought it's a perfect name for a cat because cats are like bitchy animals, excuse my language, they just are. And I thought it would be so funny to have like an irritating cat, and then you're like an old lady on the phone talking to someone and you go like, Diane, get off of my couch, I said you can't go on the couch, Diane. And then like my sister on the other side being like, Janet, if you touch my water, I will freak out, Janet. So I thought Janet and Diane, we thought it was so funny at the time. And I realized it's unlikely that I will ever get a black cat. It's unlikely that my sister will ever get a cat. And then we got our first two chickens, and it was a black Australorp and a brown Orpington. Australorp, yes, that's the one. And then a brown Orpington, and I loved the idea of having our big mama, our beautiful black Australorp. She's just this fat, she's so pretty. I love her. Anyway, her name's Diane. Would you like to see Diane? She's sitting on my back porch right now. I can go grab her. She's sitting in the sun on my back porch. I can grab her. She's very friendly. If you'd like to meet Diane, I can go get her. We thought she would be our mama goose. We thought she would be our number one in the pecking order. She's not, but nobody bothers her. She's just she's a chill chicken. She doesn't bother anybody. Nobody bothers her, but she will screw with you if a chicken gets in her way. She definitely has authority. She just doesn't use it unless she needs to. Yes, yes please, yes please. One sec, she's just on the back porch. They're actually all on the back porch because there's sun and the back porch gets a lot of sun, so whenever it's sunny out and I let them like free range, which I usually do because I enjoy having them hang out near me, they come and sit on the back porch and they just talk to me from the back porch and make chicken noises. Our rooster is becoming so friendly. It's like he's ready for spring. You can tell. Okay, I'll be right back. Hey there, Dina. Also, I just did another row. The reason why I took that long. BRB. Also on the floor are the sweaters that are currently drying. Hi, Diane. You want to come say hi? Come here. Here's Diane. Hi. Whoa. Hi. Hi, Diane. So this is Diane. She's a thick lady. Oh, you can see she's big and beautiful, and I don't have to deal with very much aggression ever with this one. She's a very friendly lady. Hi, you need to get your wings trimmed soon though. They all grew back. These three gotta get trimmed. Pretty lady. Anyway, that's Diane. Hi. Do you see yourself? Whoa. Do you see the white flecks around her face? These are new feathers growing in, and this right here is her earlobe. So that's her earlobe. This feather right here is covering her ear so that she doesn't get any wind in there, and then that's her. Hi, your little gobbler, huh? Your waddle? Yeah, you pretty girl. Okay, let's go back outside, huh? You're not an indoor chicken. You're an outdoor chicken. Yeah, is that good balance? She looks like a big hawk. Put your wing back in, silly girl. Come on. Well, here you go. Here you go. Well, you can go out. Good girl. Bye. Oh God, I love that chicken. I seriously love that chicken. Like, she's kind of my favorite chicken. So much so that I actually grabbed one of her eggs because I realized in our incubator we don't have any of her eggs. I'll show you her egg because I have one sitting aside. Because she laid one yesterday and I was like, I think I want her to have a baby. So this is the egg that chicken lays. Little brown one. And then this is Violet's egg. She makes green eggs with brown spots on them. So I'm keeping these two eggs aside. I'm not incubating them yet, just putting them aside. And they will be incubated in a week. I'll put them in the incubator. So they'll just sit next to the incubator for a week. Apparently you can do that with chicken eggs. Who's to say? Beautiful Diane, aren't they? I know, she's such a pretty girl. Working on leg warmers. She's so healthy. She's talking to you. She's a very healthy chicken. She's a very happy chicken too. So R2 chicken, R2D2, R2 chicken, right? But she's very friendly. She's very healthy. She's too fat to fly, which is perfect. She's like a fat bird as opposed to like the white leghorns, which are, again, the factory farm birds. They can fly. Pretty well, to be honest, like for the fact that they're like a genetic just anomaly of awful. Like I love my chickens, but like I feel so bad for white leghorns. They're not even a breed of chicken. They're literally like an object. They aren't like treated like a real animal in terms of how they were bred to be so productive. But anyway, Diane, there's chickens at my front window now. I hear them. Sorry, got distracted. Hello, Marshall. I'm also too fat to fly. Vicky, same. It's just that they're relatable. I love the fat chickens, and we do have a couple of fat chickens. Like we have Clover is a Buff Orpington. They're round similarly to. They look almost the same. Buff Orpington, Brown Orpingtons, and Australorps. They look almost the same, just black instead of brown. And Diane just has the most friendly eyes. She's just a friendly bird. I want to have her to see what happens if she mixes with our rooster. If she has babies with him, what will they look like? Because he is just this beautiful. I really love that Canadian sorry of yours. So I just about said it again, sorry. Can a red heart label B is missing navy blue? Most of my red heart is number 4. Oh, I'm behind on some conversation in here. By the way, friends, don't forget to like the video as you're coming in, because I'm learning to knit and talking about chickens, and that is worth a like, I think. Anywho, so we do have one of Clover, our Buff Orpington. We have one of her eggs in the incubator currently. She lays big, pale brown eggs, but I think they're pretty, so I want to see what will happen if we mix our Easter egg or rooster, because he's beautiful. Our Easter egg or rooster is honestly like, I picked him thinking he was a girl because the owners of him said he was a girl, and then when I was like, you gave us 2 boys but you sold them to us as girls, they were like, well, you should have read the ad. And I was like, but I did read the ad. And they were like, well, you should be able to tell if an animal is a girl or a boy if you're buying it. And I was like, but you advertised it as girls. You advertised them as hens. Anyway, neither here nor there. It turns out we ended up keeping the one rooster. The other rooster we gave to another farm who actually lost their rooster to a coyote, so they were actually not planning on eating or killing him, which is great because he was beautiful too. But anyway, Baby, our rooster, was supposed to be a girl, and I picked him because he was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen in the whole world. So he came out of a blue egg, and he's beautiful, so I'm hoping that he'll give some of his beautiful, beautiful genetics into the babies. And I'm thinking, like, if Clover has beautiful brown feathers that are like, she's just so pretty. Clover is really a pretty chicken. She's a fat chicken with brown feathers. Will her baby be fat like her, or big and muscly like the dad? Or, you know what I mean? Like, that's the stuff I'm excited to see. Is like, obviously they're gonna be chickens, so if they're girls, they're gonna lay eggs. If they're boys, they're not gonna lay eggs. Like, it's like a fun experiment, but the outcome is pretty guaranteed. Like, we're getting chickens out of it, you know what I mean? Sorry, I'm struggling right now because my yarn, a loop didn't go where it was supposed to go, and I don't know how to fix knitting when I make a mistake, so it's very slow going. Okay, anyway, I want to make beautiful chickens because it won't matter what happens. If they're ugly, I'll keep them because they're gonna just lay eggs. They're chickens. But if they're beautiful, then I'll have beautiful chickens, which is literally all I want. I just want to have a flock of rainbow chickens for fun. Like, I don't even really care about the eggs as much as I just want to enjoy the chickens. So the mixes we have going right now, I have 2 black copper Moran eggs, 2 of Clementine. 2 of Clementine's eggs, who is our black copper Moran. They lay dark brown eggs mixed with a blue egg. I'm hoping we're gonna get olive eggers, which means olive green eggs, out of the chicken that will come out of this egg. And then I have 2 white egg laying chickens. I did 1 white leghorn, which is the factory farm, and then I did 1 Colombian rock. And a Colombian rock hen is a white bird with a yellow beak and black around its neck. Pretty bird. And then I did 1 of our barred rock eggs. So that's MJ. who is our barred rock. She's basically looks like a zebra, or like black and white all over. Also, Laura, what yarn are you using? It looks super fun and colorful. I'm using 2 strands of opal sock yarn, 75 wool, 25 nylon, I think is what it is. The leg warmers are knit. Ooh, cool. What am I gonna make with this? It's gonna be a rectangle. What should I do? Just keep going until it's a scarf? I don't know. I might do that. I might just keep going until it's a scarf, and then by the time I end a scarf, I'll be confident at knitting, you know? I figured during the lives for now, I'm just gonna keep knitting this until either I drop a stitch and give up, or until I finish and become an expert knitter. Did I miss anything? I think I'm up to date here. So we have clementines, black copper Moran eggs. We have marshmallow. We have 2 of marshmallow's eggs, which are dark, like literally they're like between these 2 colors. Like, they're beautiful. So we have 2 of her eggs. I want to put in Violet and Diane's eggs after this batch hatches. And then we've also got, who else's eggs? I put somebody else. I put Sunflower, our silver-laced Wyandotte. Thank you, Donka, and hello, how's it going? Imagine a comedic picture of Laura holding a bunch of leashes, walking all the chicken breeds. Alex and I were talking about it because I was saying how much fun it is to have chickens and how much I love having them around. And I have an incubator now because I purchased one. I could do batches of chickens. I could do batches of babies. I really could. And I could do straight run, which means you sell them unsexed, but I think I would rather sell them sexed, like sell the girls or sell the boys as girls and boys, because then you don't have to worry about somebody having to like kill it later. Like, if you sell it straight run, it's just to make a buck. Not that that's bad or anything, but if you sell them straight run, people are buying them hoping to get girls, you know what I mean? And then if there's boys, they have to dispose of them, either by eating them or by selling them or whatever, or by keeping them. But if you sell them sexed, like as boys or girls, you know, like they're getting what they actually want, so they're not gonna have to dispose of any birds. Plus, nope, that's it. It was just that I didn't want to have to worry about a bird dying that I didn't want it to die. But I think that my birds are seriously going to come out beautiful because our rooster is so pretty and he's so gentle. It was lucky. I mean, like, it's a bummer that he turned out to be a boy, but since we got him young, like he was too young to identify to a novice chicken keeper. You couldn't tell if he was a girl or a boy. So he was young when we got him, so he grew up with our flock of girls, so he's low on the totem pole. Like, he protects them, but if they don't want him to come near them, he doesn't go anywhere near them. Like, he's very low on the totem pole in pecking order. I also want to see what happens if we mix him with our tiny girl. We have Sweet Pea, our teeny tiny chicken. She's like, honestly, she's like the size of a pigeon. Her eggs, like, I don't know why you would keep a flock of those because their eggs are so small. It would be like keeping quail except for their chickens. So her name is Sweet Pea, and she is a bantam. I don't remember what her color pattern is called. She's pretty. She looks like a wild bird. She looks like a pheasant or something, or a grouse. She's cute, but I want to mix her because her eggs are almost pink. They're like very, very pale beige, but they look pink, but they're very small. So I thought maybe if we mix these blue eggs coming from the boy with these pink eggs, maybe we'll get some kind of pale blurple. Like, it'll be blue, but maybe it'll have like almost a bit of a tinge to it that makes you think purple, you know? Anywho, B, I'm currently massively struggling with a pair of booties, so I feel your knitting pain. Yeah, I don't think I could knit anything in any shape where I have to count stitches. Like, I'm learning my best. I'm trying to be patient with myself because my hands are still stupid right now. But wow, I can't even imagine finding out that I did something wrong and having to try to correct for it. Like with crochet, if I do something wrong, like if I miss a stitch, I can just add a stitch in the next row and nobody will know. In knitting, I dropped a stitch in an early row, and I really had to be in like active attempts not to get frustrated. When you rescue a bird, do you choose or do you get what you're given? And if you do get to choose them, how hard is it to not want them all? Well, Linda, when we get a bird, when we've been getting birds, I should say, I get them online. So I haven't been buying them from hatcheries. I've been buying them from other people. So most of our birds are not young. When you buy a chicken, here anyway, when you get them from farms and stuff, they're anywhere from $5 to $35. I think 30 is the largest we've paid for one chicken, and 30? Yeah, I think 30 was the most we paid for one bird. But anyway, you buy these birds from people who are replacing their birds annually. So a lot of people who sell their birds each year, it's because chickens are most productive their first year of egg laying, and then the second year is their second most productive, and then after that they fall off. So they're not super like effective as egg layers for money after 2 years. So we were buying birds that were like a year and a half old because people would sell them. People won't sell a year-old bird because a year-old bird has a good 6 months of laying, of like quality laying. So all of our birds we got from different spaces. We got a couple of birds in groups, like Diane and Clover, they were together, and then Violet, Buttercup, and Olive, they were together, and then Rosie, Daisy, and Fern were together. Those are the white leghorns. And then Sunflower and Bluebell were together. So the rest of them were all purchased separately. But we got a few together. I wanted to get a couples, like groups together, because then they had like some kind of like bond enough so that they could be like friends with their group. But anyway, we didn't rescue them, we just got them secondhand, I guess. So yeah, if we were gonna get birds in the future, if I wanted to actually start like a breeding program with birds where I could like do color mixes and stuff, I would probably want to buy from a hatchery. Like if I wanted to do the homesteading thing and have that be one of our methods of income, being raising birds each year, I would want to do that via hatchery birds because they're like purebred lines and whatever. But for now, because we're just going to keep these birds anyway, unless they're boys, then I'll want them to be somebody else's birds. But if they're girls, I would keep them. Like we have 11 eggs or 10 eggs in the incubator right now. If all 10 hatch and all 10 are girls, I'll keep all 10, or I will give a few of them to my mom and dad because my mom and dad want to start up having chickens this summer. So it's like no matter what happens to them, if they're girls, they have a home. If they're boys, which is likely, right, half and half probably, then we will we'll deal with that when it comes. Realistically, we'll have to sell off the boys because Alex is not yet in an emotional state to eat pets, which is fine because we aren't living the full-on homestead life yet, so he doesn't have to be comfortable eating our own chickens because I'm not comfortable butchering them yet, so it's fine. So we'll just sell them off. But someday, when I'm doing this on a farm, we'll keep the boys and then we'll just butcher them after 6 months. That's what my plan, my hopes for the future are. The birds that we breed, we'll keep the girls and then we'll butcher the boys. And then what my plan would be to buy the boys that we want to keep as roosters from hatcheries. That would be what I would think we would do. And then I could just kind of keep mixing until I make the prettiest birds that look the most beautiful and lay the nicest eggs. I don't need them to lay big eggs. I don't need them to lay eggs often. I want them to lay pretty eggs because my thing isn't for production, right? Like I'm not interested in making like millions of eggs. I'm interested in making really beautiful eggs with beautiful birds that get along with other birds well. Like I know there already are lots of breeds like that, but just the idea that I could do that sounds like a lot of fun for me, and also it doesn't really sound like it's going to cause any trouble for anybody because we're going to keep them if they're girls, and if they're boys, I'll find them new homes. And maybe the price that we will sell them for will allow us to have the girls that come from it. Does that make sense? I don't know, but I do know that I love our chickens, and our chickens are very beautiful, and because we got them all at different farms at different times, they're all different ages and different breeds, we only have a couple that are the same breed, like the white leghorns. We have 3 white chickens that are of the same breed, and that's it. All of the other chickens we have are different. Like we have 3 chickens that are the same out of 17. So we have 14 unique chickens and then 3 white chickens. And I like that. I think that's fun because then it's like, I don't know. Also, I've started collecting Marshmallow and Olive and Buttercup's eggs, our green and blue egg laying chickens. And I've started putting their eggs aside, not in the fridge, so that I can sell them as hatching eggs, because people online right now are looking for hatching Easter egger eggs, which is what they are, so that's cool. Hey there, Tanya. Hey there, Dieter. Foulmouth Farmer, hello. Fresh eggs from the farm are the best. They are, if you're an egg person. It's kind of a bummer because I used to be such an egg person. I loved having scrambled eggs for breakfast like regularly. I'm just not super into eggs right now, which is fine because I just feed the eggs back to the chickens, and in a couple of weeks we'll start getting like quantities of eggs that we're going to start selling again. I even already wrote the ad. I haven't posted it yet, but I made the ad. So we'll start selling eggs again, and that will cover the costs of the chickens for the summer. What I want to do too, though, is I want to have like a separate space where the money from the eggs goes, so that I can keep track of how much we actually make from selling eggs, to see if it's something that we could make a little bit more organized as an income stream. Because I don't really eat eggs, and to have 17 chickens in the summer, that's a dozen eggs a day, and 12 eggs a day is like obviously more than I could eat 7 dozen eggs a week. I need to find something to do with them, and since we're not gonna eat like 7 dozen eggs a week, it's just easier to sell them. Plus, people really like farm fresh eggs. People really like, we've had people try to bid when we've said like they're $5 a dozen. People will be like, how many dozen can I get? And then I'll say, well, I already have somebody who's picking up 4 dozen this week, but I can put aside for you if you know how many you want. And they'll say, I'll pay $6 a dozen if you can do this week. Like, people will bid on eggs to try and have you sell them to them. So it's, farm fresh eggs are not hard to get rid of, that's for sure. I need to go now. It was nice to hang out for a bit. It was nice to hang out with you too, B. Thanks for coming, and have a good rest of your day. Don't forget to like the video before you head out, by the way. That would be so awesome, and who doesn't want to support their neighbor over Walmart? Honestly, we had people coming here all the way from like an hour-and-a-half drive away. Like, beyond Toronto. We live about an hour from Toronto right now, and people would come from northern parts, not even Toronto, North York, but like north of Toronto. People would come all the way to our home to pick up eggs. And we had a guy last year who was actually a restaurant, or he did like private catering, and he would come here to pick up eggs for his desserts. And he would pick up like 5 dozen eggs at a time. And we were like, this is very convenient for us, thank you. Sand casting, what's sand casting mean? Do you mean sand blasting or actually sand casting? Like, are you casting something in sand? Because interesting. And hey there, Luz. Hello, lovely. Hello, everyone. Welcome. And farmer, that's so awesome. I think so. So yeah, basically, I think that my hobby this spring is going to be enjoying taking care of some baby chickens. And then, oh, Lizzie asked earlier about Peekaboo. She did not have kittens because, in fact, she was not pregnant. I felt a cat's tummy every day for 2 months, and it turns out I was just feeling poop and farts moving through her belly. So if you think your cat might be pregnant, I will advise you, do not bring her to me to find out, because I will probably diagnose her as pregnant even if she is not. Turns out I have no way of knowing. I really thought this cat was pregnant. I feel like part of me is like, I would say it's not embarrassment, because embarrassment is like a feeling. It's like I know I should be embarrassed, you know what I mean? But it's more like embarrassed isn't the right word, because I'm not embarrassed. I'm more like I want to roll my eyes at myself. I'm embarrassed for myself. I don't actually feel the embarrassment. I feel the embarrassment by proxy. You know what I mean? Like, I feel the embarrassment that you guys probably feel towards me in this. I feel the embarrassment like as if I'm watching someone who made the same mistake, going like, oh, that's embarrassing. You know what I mean? As opposed to actually feeling it in myself. I'm just aware that it is an embarrassing situation, you know? By the way, Frida, way to not even notice that I am knitting continental. You notice my hair, you don't even notice knitting continental on circular needles like some kind of knitter. Like, what? This is a crochet channel, people, and I'm sitting here knitting, and I'm like doing #1 housewife duties. I washed our wool sweaters. I am #1 housewife in all of International Women's Day. Must say. Oh no, dropped a stitch. Don't talk to me for a sec. Okay, everything's okay again. Oh wow, that's disappointing. Yeah, it was like hella disappointing, Lizzie. I was like really disappointed. So was literally everyone in my life, because I had promised kittens to a lot of people. And then I was like, turns out there's no kittens. And they were like, how? Just cause. We got one of our cats off the street and she was so petite. She got so fat, we just thought she was afraid to starve again. She looked like she swallowed a football. Turned out she was pregnant. And this one was the opposite. She was so fat, I assumed she must be pregnant, and then she just had worms. Now she doesn't have worms, but she's still fat. She's still a fat kitty. But she sleeps with me now. Like, she jumps into the bed in the middle of the night and sleeps up by my face, which is awesome. And she'll be not homeless soon enough. Like right now she's couch surfing, like she's living with us, but she's gonna be my parents' cat because Alex is allergic to her and I don't like how much hair she has. And also Alex is allergic to her. I get to use Alex as the blame because his allergies are like a legit reason to not keep a cat. But in also reality, I know that we were not looking for a cat right now. That was not part of our plan. And my parents do want another cat because they love Scout and they love how many mice he kills. They live on a farm. Scout is their barn cat. But yeah. Oh no. Okay, don't breathe. Okay, everything's good. There we go. Fat kitties are the best. Agreed. I'm looking on my phone. Small screen, good work. I told you it was easier. I mean, I don't know about easier. It's easier than it was the other day. How about that? I don't know if it's easier. I feel like maybe that's a bit of a stretch. Maybe it'll be easier eventually. How about those doggies from last week? They got adopted. So I explained it on Saturday, but I'll tell you again. Wait, was it Saturday? It's Monday now, so it must have been Saturday. Anyway, on Saturday, I explained the dogs. I was back and forth with the shelter. They called all of our references. Everything went through fine. But since our vet stopped being a vet in November, he just like went away for a year. He has if you call my vet, there's a voicemail saying like I'm gone until November. So we said like that's our main vet, but here's our current vet while we wait for our other vet to come back. And Thunder, our dog, he had his last vaccinations last May at our vet. But in November, the vet stopped being a vet. But we didn't pick up Thunder's paperwork, so I don't have any of Thunder's paperwork from his shots. It's all at that vet office. And since May has not come yet, he hasn't had his annual shots this year. So the last evidence that they have, when they've been calling our vets, the last evidence they have that Thunder had vaccinations was not from last May, but from the May before when we had him vaccinated in Toronto. So it looks like Thunder wasn't vaccinated last year because they can't find proof that he was, because we don't have receipts for it because it's like a country vet. Our vet, the one that I'm talking about that disappeared, we paid cash, and you didn't pay the day that you went to the vet. You paid the next time you came in cash. Like, it's like a country vet. Like, he's like the guy that sticks his hand in a cow's butt. Like, he's like a dude in his house. It's like a very, very low-key vet situation. He is a vet. He had a degree on the wall. Like, he's still a vet, and there were other people there, and there was like vet. It's like, it wasn't illegitimate or anything. It just wasn't. Alex's and my theory is that he is a small business who's retired, so he does the cash thing so that it's like, I earn $30,000 a year because I'm a small business, but if you do it in cash, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point is, until May, we won't have documentation that Thunder's shots are up to date because I can't get a hold of that vet because he's not open, so I can't get a copy of our documentation because he doesn't exist right now for a year. And they said basically, yes, they can see that Thunder was vaccinated the year before, and they called our references, one of whom is a vet, like a family friend, but still, or a brother-in-law, but still, he's a vet. You'd think that would be a good thing. I don't know. But anyway, in May, we will get Thunder vaccinated at our new vet, and that way we'll have documentation. So starting in May, we will be eligible, and she said once they have that documentation, we are certified as a family or whatever. So if we apply, we're closer to the top of the list, because after we get the May vaccinations, he will be, like, all of our other stuff has already been verified. So once they have this final step of verification, aka Thunder being vaccinated, then we will be, like, approved for adoption. So anything after May is basically open, but those dogs were already adopted, so that's good. At least they were adopted. They'll have a home. So, I mean, bummer, because I already fell in love with them, but also it's good because it would have just been a what is it called? A grieving dog, a mourning dog. Like, it's like when you get a pet, a grief puppy, you know, when you get a pet because you're in a sad spot. So it's probably for the best that we don't make a rash decision about getting a new dog. I know that, but at the same time, I totally would have adopted those dogs. But yeah, so probably in May, things will be open. You are knitting on circulars too, I'm so proud. But that's allowed. What's allowed? What do circulars do? They have fewer things to hit. Like, it's short. My needles I was using before were these. And so when I would be knitting, I'd be hitting stuff like that. Whereas now they're like, I can knit without moving around very much. That's all I've noticed, Donka. A grief pet. Yeah, pretty much. They would have been a grief pet, which is fine because you could love a grief pet its whole life, but like it doesn't mean it was the best decision to be being made at the time. Especially since, like I was saying, when we found those dogs on the on that website, Thunder needs dental this year, and that's going to be like $1,500. Every time I think about it, it gives me chills because I know it's going to be like a scary thing for me because Thunder needs to go under for that. He needs to have his teeth cleaned and probably 3 or 4 teeth removed. I showed Alex last night and he was like horrified. Alex isn't involved in the dental care of the dog. That's supposed to be my responsibility, and I totally fell off in the last year, and Thunder's teeth have suffered as a result, and I feel bad about it, obviously, because I don't want Thunder to be in pain. He doesn't appear to be in pain. He eats just fine. He takes treats just fine, and he doesn't get upset when I touch his mouth or anything, but still, like, his teeth are gross. And I can't brush them now because they're, well, like, I can brush them, but like nothing happens, like there's tartar on them, so he does need them done. So the money that we would have put into getting 2 new dogs, it's good that we're not putting it there because now I can put it back into the Thunder's dental fund, which might be coming a little bit out of our wedding fund, which is fine because, like, you know, money, there's never enough of it. But yeah, I want to get Thunder's teeth done. So it's just kind of been a reminder that, like, we didn't need those dogs. Those dogs needed a home, but we didn't need to be the home. But Thunder is in our home, and he needs his teeth done. And he's 10, so it's going to be more money because when they have a older dog, they charge more for the anesthesiologist for some reason, because the anesthesiologist probably needs to pay better attention so the dog doesn't, like, die during teeth cleaning. But Thunder, he broke a tooth a couple of years ago when my little sister and my mom and dad both got puppies. The puppies played too rough with Thunder when they were little, and he broke a tooth somehow. I don't know. And when he broke that tooth, it did something in his mouth, so later a different tooth fell out. So now he has a missing tooth and a tooth that looks like broken. And he's already been checked on that last year from the vet. And again, he's not in pain, which is good, which is why we were told it wasn't like an emergency for him to get his dental, but they said in the next couple of years he should get a dental done because after a certain point they won't want to put a Chihuahua under because they're so small they can just die from anesthesia. So pretty much what it'll look like, they basically said to us, not last year, not the year before, but the year before that, what it would look like was about $1,000 like as the base cost, and then it's about $50 to $75 per tooth that they need to remove. which I don't know how many of Thunder's teeth would need to be removed. Probably 3 or 4, like the little ones in the front at the top and bottom. Those ones are the ones that are most affected because they're hardest to get to with brushing. I'm sure he'll have all of his back teeth just fine, but his front teeth, he'll definitely need to have a couple of those taken out. And so I just guesstimated it at about $1,500. So basically that's a 2021 expense that I'm saving for, is Thunder's teeth, our wedding, and after those 2 things are done, then we can start thinking about if we want to do another pet in the future. But those dogs just came up and they seemed like it was serendipitous, but in reality, it's not something that we really need to be getting into right now, which is fine because summer's about to be here and I'm gonna have a lot of jobs to do. I think I will have our home open for fosters if we don't adopt this year. But I anticipate in 2022, by 2022 spring, I'm sure we'll have a new dog. But for 2021 spring, I don't think so. Lol, okay, they paid extra, pay really good attention. They paid extra, pay really good attention. Who? What? They paid extra. Huh? I'm confused. Sorry I'm late. What happened with the puppos? They got adopted by someone else, Melanie. And also, hello. Good afternoon. I'm knitting because I am an expert knitter now, in case you didn't already know. It's my new thing. The anesthesiologist. Oh, they paid extra, pay really good attention. I guess so. You pay extra for paying good attention. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if just every time any dog got anesthesiologized that they were gonna get really good attention paid to them? I mean, I should hope so. Hope they're not like texting or tweeting like, "ZOMG, this chihuahua needs to have 3 teeth removed. Can you even believe it? Oh wait, no, he's not breathing." Like, that sounds like no. But anywho, so happy International Women's Day again for those of you that arrived after I said it in the beginning. Happy International Women's Day. I am knitting because, again, if you just showed up, I'm not somebody who knits, but now I am. All the sweaters that are on the floor right now, the carpet has been vacuumed prior to putting them out, but these were soaking in wool wash in my bathtub, and then they hung to dry over the bathtub for a day and they were still soaked, so Alex put them in the dryer on no heat for like 2 hours. No felting somehow, so that's good. And now they're dry enough to lay out flat, so they're all laying out flat here because I'm drying them. Because it was wool washing time, and washing wool sweaters is such a chore because wool is so heavy, and when it's wet, it's so heavy, and it holds on to so much water, which is fine, but now they're gonna be clean, so that's good, which makes me happy. Thanks, Farmer. I was trying to spell that. Oh, the anesthesiologist. Anesthesia. You can centrifuge them in the washing machine. Yeah, that would have been a way better idea, Frida, and I literally didn't even think of that. Totally. Just put it on a spin cycle. Yep. Welp. That was, yep. Next time, that's what we'll do. Put it on a spin cycle in the wash. That's smart. I didn't even think of that because I am sometimes missing important things, important brain cells. It was a smooth brain moment. So we're gonna have sushi for dinner today because it's International Women's Day, and any occasion at all Alex uses as an excuse to recommend sushi as a dinner. Takes days of drying. Yeah, honestly, these are not recently washed. These are washed the day before yesterday, and they're just not wet. Like, they're so close to wet, they're almost past damp, you know what I mean? Yeah, they could have benefited from me thinking. That brain cell took a minute off, but was a crucial minute indeed. Right? Totally. Think about all of the things I did instead. Like, first, they sat in the bath. They could have gone right into the washing machine. They could have soaked in... I could have just put it on a soak cycle with the wool wash in the washing machine, and then it would have drained and spun it. Instead, I filled up my tub, wool washed them in the tub, let them drain in the tub, hung them up in the bathroom. Oh my god, the amount of work that I did instead of just putting them in the washing machine for a soak. Let's just pretend that didn't happen, okay? Let's just work together and erase that moment in time. It's fine. I'm surprised thunder doesn't lay on them. They're cold, Kathy. They're like damp. The reason I put them in this room is because this room is so freaking dry. I figured the carpet in here is gonna absorb water like crazy because it's so dry in here. I have a humidifier in here and it doesn't even help. So I figured if we put them on the floor here, they would dry faster. So far, maybe, I don't know, unclear. But it's a dry room, so I figured it would just absorb all the water out of the sweaters. Used to, we have a bed in one of our spare bedrooms that's just like a bed frame. We don't have a mattress on it right now. And the bed frame is like an IKEA bed frame, so it has like those wooden slats. And we used to just like lay them flat out there to dry. And there's too many sweaters now. There's too many sweaters. I need way more space. Only 2 big things can go in the bathtub, like Millicent. If it's too big to go in the washing machine, aka the dog, Thunder can go in the kitchen sink. Just tell yourself you're doing historical washing methods for fun. Melanie. Yeah, just like right now I'm doing historical blanket making methods for fun. Knitting is not fun. Knitting takes a lot of time and it's growing so slowly. Like 5mm crochet hook would have had a piece of fabric done this big a million times faster. Hey there, beauty. Good afternoon. Nice to see you this afternoon. Hey, by the way, friends, if you're just coming in, don't forget to click the like button on the video because please, hello, it's International Women's Day and I'm an international woman, whatever. Is knitting better for clothing, like less holy? I guess in theory, like if you do the right knitting, like the knit, purl, then maybe, because it's like more of like that tight knit looking stitch. But I don't know, when I'm doing just knit, I feel like a single crochet is less holy than that. But I don't know. I also have no idea what I'm doing, so like there could be that. That could be part of it. I see, woot woot. Anyway, so guess what? It's Monday and our baby chicks are due anywhere between Thursday and Saturday. Thursday is 19 days, Friday is 20, Saturday is 21, and baby birds are born, baby chickens are 19 to 21 days. So anywhere between Thursday and Saturday of this week. Basically on Saturday's live stream, you can pretty much expect that we are gonna have baby birds. So you need to be here on Saturday from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. because there are going to be, at least there's going to be 1 baby chick. Like there's gonna be 1. You know what I mean? Like there's no way that all 10 of them are gonna not hatch. I just don't think that's possible. So on Saturday, at least 1 baby chick will hatch. Currently, it appears, I can't see inside of all of the eggs. The blue eggs are completely opaque. I can't even tell if they're alive. Like I can't see a heartbeat. I can't see light doesn't go through the shell. But the white eggs and the pale brown eggs, all of them are alive. All the ones that are in the incubator are currently alive. So I'm assuming that the dark brown eggs and the blue eggs are also alive, but I can't be sure because I literally can't see into them because they are so opaque. Light doesn't even go in at all, whereas in the white ones you can see like a bird, you can see like eyeballs and like a head and a beak, like you can see things, whereas in the brown ones you can't even tell at all anything. There's nothing to be seen. So currently I'm pretty confident we're gonna make it at least a couple of birds, and if we could, oh my god, we're gonna have to name them, which if you've been here before you already know is like part of my life's joy is naming things. So I don't know how many we're gonna get. There's, like I said, there's 10 of them in there right now, 10 eggs in the incubator. We started with 12. 2 of them did not develop at all. Like they just didn't get any veins. There was no development. Like it's not like they died partway in. They just didn't even start to develop. So 2 of them got removed after a week, and now it's been 2 more weeks. This Thursday will be the 3rd, like day 19. So we should be getting some chickens, and hoping, oh my god, I'm so excited for them just because they're all from different hens. Like, it's not like we're gonna have a whole bunch of chicks that look the same. We're gonna have like a rainbow of chicks. And I don't know, will they come out one color and then grow into a different color? Will they all come out different colors? I don't know, but it's very exciting. I'm very excited about it. Name them after Greek gods and goddesses. Okay, the other thing though is all of our chickens right now are named after plants, except Diane. Diane is our only human. We have Diane and Baby. Aside from our rooster and Diane, all of the other chickens are named after plants. So we have Diane, Poppy, Clover, Olive, Violet, Buttercup, Bluebell, Sweet Pea, Rosie, Daisy, Fern, Clementine, Sunflower, Marigold, did I say everybody? I don't think I said everybody. I must have missed a few. Marshmallow, right? Marshmallow, which is a plant. It is a plant. Marshmallow is a plant. Oh, look at you, continental knitting. So much easier, right? It's, okay, I can't say it's easier. I'm going to say it's the same level of easy as the other way, but it's maybe faster. And it does require less hand movement. I accept that. I don't know if it's easier, but everything's hard right now. Marshmallow is our Wheaton Americana Easter egger. Wow, words are hard. Basil. Well, we're only going to have our one rooster, though, and our rooster's already named Baby, so we won't be having a boy named Basil because we won't be having any more boy chickens. It'll get easier, though, once you do it for a week or so. That's my hope, is that if I just practice, it'll get easier. So I'm not giving up yet, but I'm also not yet having an easy time. I'll say that. I'm going to miss Thursday. I'm going to have back surgery. Oh my goodness, Kathy. Well, good luck at your back surgery. And, yikes. What do you have to get done on your back? I hope that everything goes smoothly and that you've got somebody to help you recover. Especially during lockdown, because you can't have lots of friends come over, so I hope you have somebody to take care of you after the surgery. She lays the prettiest eggs, so she's my favorite. She is also like a beautiful bird. Have you seen her? Because Marshmallow is she is so beautiful. Basil! Well, basil is how you say the herb. Basil is how you say the name, isn't it? I feel like that was what my family always said. Was basil is the name, basil is the herb. Basil is what I call the herb, but basil would be if I was a person. Ouch, Kathy, I hope everything goes well. Totally, right? You say Basil like Gordon Ramsay says it. Well, Basil is like a British name. They will be working on my discs. Ouch. Oh my god, I've never heard that. Really? That was like, I don't know. Unless, no, I have an Uncle Basil. Or do I have an Uncle Basil? I have an uncle with a name that's spelled that way. Now I'm feeling confused. You've been watching it, the Hell's Kitchen. Maybe photos, but not in a video. Well, let me see if she's on the back porch. I'll see who's on the back porch. I'll go grab a chicken. I'll be right back. You guys just talk amongst yourselves and I'll see who's sitting on the porch. Dear chicken, chicken, chickens. Hello. Hello, my beautiful bird. Hi, girls. Hi. sorry. I decided to go get eggs. Got 2 more eggs. Whew. It's all right, Mama. Here you go. This is Whoa! You good? This is sunflower. Whew. Whew. Hi. Hi. This is sunflower. Oh God. She is our silver laced. It's okay. Here. Come here. She's our silver laced Wyandotte, so you can see. Whew, she's got those beautiful outlined feathers. Isn't she nice? Yeah, I know. You did a lot of flapping. I know. I know. It's okay. Holy mackerel. Anyway, this is what she looks like. You're good. You're fine. Isn't she pretty? She's a flappy noodle. Okay, you can go outside again. Anyway, that's Sunflower. I couldn't get a hold of Marshmallow. She went and hung out with Baby. But isn't she pretty? With her pretty yellow feet. I have to go wash my hands. One sec. Hold on, you. You can go back out. You can go. There you go. Go on. Go on. Go on. There you go. Bye. Whew. Sorry about that, friends. Well, I'm actually not. I had a good time. Whew, I want chickens. I know, right? Whew. I don't think Thunder even reacted to Sunflower yet. He throws a fit when they're on the back porch. Yeah, he does not like when they make too much noise near him. What's that? Dirt. Anywho, we got a... Ooh, gosh, almost dropped it. We got a poppy egg and a clover egg today. So we are now at 5 eggs for the day so far. So far so good. I want to see all the chickens. I'll bring them in one by one. You'll have to come back on Saturday because this Saturday, like I said, we are expecting chicks. We're expecting baby chickens to hatch between Thursday and Saturday of this week. We are expecting between 0, I guess we're only expecting. Better to not count our chickens before they hatch, as the saying goes. But we have 10 eggs that could hatch. So we have up to 10 baby chickens coming between Thursday and Saturday. Thursday will be 19 days. Saturday will be 21 days. Chicks hatch anywhere from 19 to 21 days. So if everything went according to plan in the incubator, we should have some baby chickens this weekend. I will try. I have to work again, but definitely join during my breaks. Well, just let me know when you're in the chat, and I'll go get the chicken babies so that you get to see them. Although, to be honest, I'll probably just have them like in here somewhere during that time. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see some baby chickens. It's beautiful outside today. It's a little chilly, but it's actually like... I ran outside, by the way. I really did try to catch Marshmallow. She's quick. Plus, she can fly. I haven't trimmed her wings, and she can fly. Like, she can fly like how a bird flies, almost. Like, obviously not equivalent to, like, a duck or something. She can't fully fly, but she could fly away if she wants to. But my plan, what I would like to do is I would like to have... this summer, I asked Alex this morning, can I get a few more chickens this summer? And he said, I thought we were hatching a bunch of them. And I was like, yeah, but can I get like a couple of purebred birds this summer? So my goal this summer is to keep my eye out for a buff Orpington, an I am Samani, I don't know how it's pronounced, and a Barnevelder, and more bantam hens. I want little ones. I want like little I want little chickens. So those are the ones I've got on my radar right now. And I think I want to get a silky. I don't have a silky, and I think I want one. They're the ones that are like a goofy little bird that on the coldest nights of the year you have to bring it inside. They don't stay outside in a winter in Canada. With a big glass of water. It's hot, melting silver. I bet it is. Because it's a metal. The snow is almost gone here, by the way, which I'm very happy about, because that means it's almost time for me to go into the forest, which I'm looking forward to. Have you talked to your nice neighbor lady recently? No, I have not talked to her lately, but she did receive our gift, so that's good. But she's often not around because she has to care for her family. So she said if we need anything, let her know, but she'll let us know if she's not going to be in town or anything like that. So she's around and available, but no, we haven't seen her. She's not our direct neighbor. She's like a few, well, I guess a few farms down. So it's not like we would see her every day anyway, but she does live nearby. But no, we haven't talked to her. Those with the feathery feet. Well, we have 2 eggs from the chicken with feathery feet in the incubator right now. That's the black copper Moran. Sorry, the names, they swirl around in my head and it takes me a minute to get them sometimes. The black copper Moran, which is a black chicken with this beautiful orange copper head, and then big feathery feet that are black and copper. Really pretty bird. Lays big, huge, dark brown eggs. Ours is supposed to be a purebred. It's from a purebred trio. There was a breeding trio being sold together. Her eggs are not as dark as I've seen some black copper Moran eggs be before. Like Bluebell, for example, is a, she's a Rhode Island red crossed with a black copper Moran, and she lays darker eggs than our purebred black copper Moran. So, but she has those fluffy feet. She's got a really beautiful color pattern, and I thought if we mixed her with a blue egg layer, we would get an olive egger. Like her babies with the Easter egger will be olive egger chickens. So it'll be a black copper Moran crossed with an Easter egger. So it should be a rainbow chicken, like black and copper and rainbow, because our male is like a beautiful splashy rainbow chicken. And then it should have big olive colored eggs, the baby. If the baby that hatches out of her eggs are girls, they will lay olive green eggs, hopefully. So I'm excited to see that happen. It's fun because it's like planning the next generation of eggs. Magical, I don't know. Oh, Angelica's here. Hello, Angelica. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well today. Thank you very much for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. Happy International Women's Day. And I hope your weather where you are is nice. It's cloudy today, but it was sunny in the morning. Like it was bright and sunny and beautiful in the morning. So the chickens have been hanging out on our back porch, just soaking up the rays. Now it's just starting to cloud over. But we're having 3 warm days in a row. Like today, it's 9 degrees Celsius here. Tomorrow, it's going to be like 12. It's going above 10 Celsius, which I don't know what that is for you American folks, but it's not freezing anymore. It's not like, it's probably in the 50s, you know? I don't know. I don't know. But I do know it's not cold. It's now, I went outside like this to go get the chickens. Like it's fine. So that makes me happy. It also means we're getting anywhere from 8 to 10 eggs a day now, which is awesome. Pic of what I sand casted in Discord. I will check. For those of you that don't know what that is, I'll just put this screen on while I'm checking Discord. Thank you to all of my patrons. Join as a $2 patron and you'll get access to the Discord, which is what Frida is referencing in the chat there. Basically, it's a chat room where we can share what we're working on. Frida did sand casting. Interesting. I don't know what I'm looking at. Is it a pendant? Is it a... Okay, I understand. You made a pressed thing. That's cool though. Anyways, so that's cool. And then the last thing Scrappy shared was how to knit pearl continental style for dummies. Very helpful. So you can ask questions about projects you're working on. You can share stuff. And and that's for $2. So that's the egg patrons. And then you could be a Thunder's buddy, and that way you get the videos early, or you could be a last minute Laura Flock, and then you could compete with Dave for being the coolest patron. But join Patreon if you want access to all of my Discord, access to the Discord, as well as all of my bullet journal written patterns. They get posted to Patreon for my patrons. So join! Because if you join, then I can pay my bills, and then I can make more videos without feeling stressed, which sounds like the life I want to live. I can learn to knit for $2, for the price of a coffee a month. You can support me learning to knit. What are you knitting, Laura? Angelica, I am knitting a rectangle. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just practicing knitting. I'm trying to learn to knit continental, but I have no desire to do so, so I'm just knitting to learn. I'm trying. I do have a desire, it's just my desire to be good at something is making it hard to enjoy learning. I just want to be good at it already. It's kind of marvelous that all the details in the pattern is still... That is a cool thing about it. I mean, can you do anything then? Like, could you press an Oreo into there and then have an Oreo pendant? Or, like, I don't understand how the metal... I guess the sand has a density high enough that the metal doesn't, like, crush the details? Interesting. Definitely interesting. Also dangerous. Please be careful. Do not burn yourself. Frida is a jewelry maker, if you guys didn't know. I guess a silversmith? Is that the correct term? I want to say blacksmith because that sounds cool, but silversmith I think is more accurate. 15 on Thursday. Ooh. Let me see. What did you say before? It's 2 in Massachusetts, 2 degrees Celsius right now, but it's supposed to be 15. Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait for that to be the regular. I'm ready for the temperature to be double digits. We already have some crocuses, or maybe they're tulips. Either tulips or, what are the other ones called? Daffodils. Tulips, daffodils, or crocuses are making their way back to life in our garden. There are green sprouts coming out of the ground in our garden. I'm just hoping the chickens don't think that they should dig it up for snacks, because that would make me unhappy. They might do that, but I think they're more excited about the grass turning green again. It's like 75 here. Oh, beautiful. 19 or 20 Celsius, that's lovely. Perfect outside in a light sweater weather. Where do you sell your jewelry? Frida, she's online. On her Instagram, there's a link to it. I got a ring for Alex from Frida. I ordered it in November sometime, and Alex got it for a New Year's gift. A pretty silver ring. Just because I have an engagement ring, so it was like a little engagement ring for him. You have to press hard, so you have to have somewhat sturdy objects. Okay. Hey there, Kaylee. And where are y'all from where it's so nice and warm? Ontario. Good things grow in Ontario. I loved making that ring for Alex. I love that ring. It's pretty, and it doesn't cut into his finger because of the beveling, which I love. Because Alex has eczema, so it's like I don't want anything sharp on anything that he's being gifted by me anyway. I want it to be like nothing that can damage his skin. And so far, so good. He hasn't had any reaction at all. It's gonna get up to about 70, 21 in Oklahoma today. Oh, I would love it to get to 20 degrees here. Not yet. A couple more weeks for us before we have one of those fluke days. To be fair, it's early March. I can't really expect much for early March in Ontario. It is still winter here. But we do have a couple of days in a row where it's gonna be above 10 degrees, which should mean all of our snow will melt. And hopefully some of our grass sort of starts to perk up, because the chickens love eating grass. And I love to have them have grass as an option. I've been trying to knit a hat for a friend, but it's been a nightmare doing the tubular cast on, so I feel your knitting frustrations. It's really hard. It is hard. It's hard because it's slow. It's hard because it's slow, and it's hard because I don't know how to fix mistakes. So I get stressed because it's like I never want to put it down halfway through a row because stress. And also I don't want to drop a stitch because I don't know how to fix it. Like, yes, I figured out how to do the crochet hook to fix a stitch, but it wasn't easy or fun, and it never looked the same after. It was still wobbly, and my tension is off. Like, at least the other way of knitting, like the not continental way, the English style, at least that style, I can keep my tension really like clean so that the knitting looks clean. For some reason, this continental knitting business is wonky. Like my rows, some of the stitches are super loose and some are like super tight, so it looks super wobbly and janky. And that's fine. I know that's part of the learning process. It's just like annoying. I just want to be good at everything immediately. Is that so much to ask for? I just want to immediately be good at things. I'm actually getting really excited just thinking about the fact that I'm having sushi for dinner again. It's like the third time this year that I'm gonna have sushi for dinner. Your tension will get regular. Yeah, see, it's like, I know, but I just want to complain. You misunderstand. I'm aware practice is gonna make me better at it. Practice will make me faster and more consistent and blah, blah, blah. But right now, I'm not. So I just want to complain. It's hard and I'm struggling. Just feel sorry for me and be proud of me that I'm still persevering through this trying time. Why did I pick these itty bitty needles? Why didn't I start with larger needles? When I bought my only one set of circular needles, why did I buy 5mm ones that was gonna make the project take 2 years to complete? I'm so proud of you. Thank you, Frida. I need your pride, honestly. Alex doesn't understand the fact that knitting is 400 times harder for me than crochet, because to him, oh my god, I just took, oh my god, don't breathe, don't move, nobody move. I just lost all my stitches. Okay. I can't talk right now. Just don't talk to me. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Aquarius. Okay. See, like that. That's not fun for me. That moment right there was like genuine panic. That was not a good time. Anyway, Scrappy, my wrists hate crochet. Oh, my wrists hate all crafts right now. But for Alex, like I was trying to say before I almost had an aneurysm, for him, I'm turning like string into fabric, regardless. Like I'm turning string into fabric. So if I'm turning it into fabric with 2 instead of 1, like that's what he'll see. There's 2 tools involved in you turning this string into fabric. Whereas for me, I'm like, yeah, and 11 times more brain power. You know, this is taking up almost all of my brain power. I'm surprised I can even hold a conversation with you guys while trying to stitch knitting, because most of my brain cells are currently engaged in the task right in front of my face. Oh girl, no wine. Aqua Discoteca. I don't like bigger needles, that's harder. I like a 3mm, but a 6mm is really comfortable. 3mm? I don't think I can do that, sorry. No whining. I can whine as long as I want to, thank you. It's my party, I can cry if I want to. Or whatever. I want to do a whole acorn, but obviously not season. Hold on. What did you say about acorns? Complain away. You have my permission. Thank you, Frida. Fixing mistakes in knitting is so much harder than crochet. For real, in crochet, I'll just ignore the mistake and fix it on the next row. Like, oh, I accidentally crocheted twice in the same stitch. Next row, I'll just crochet 2 together when I get to that point, and no one will know the difference. And for the most part, have you ever noticed? No. Bro, you're getting sushi? Yes. I didn't even have to tempt you. No temptation needed. I collected lots of acorn hats today. I'm gonna try one of those. Oh, in silver? That'll be so cool. Cool. And yes, I'm having sushi today because it's International Women's Day, and I don't know if you noticed, but I am an international woman. So therefore, Alex uses any excuse as a good enough reason to get sushi. So it's International Women's Day, good day to get sushi. For me, I love 3mm needles, 3.5mm needles. I, so far, hate knitting. So I don't know about what needles. I can't say I hate it. Bless you. Like, I don't hate it. It's just not fast and I don't know what I'm doing. You know, like with crochet, I can start, it's like cooking. Crochet is like cooking, knitting's more like baking. That's how I feel about it. With cooking, I know I can throw a diced up onion, a couple of cloves of garlic, and a little bit of butter all into the pan, and by the time those onions are caramelized, I'm gonna know what I want to do. That's how I feel with crochet. I can cast on, or I can do a chain stitch of whatever number, and I can decide while crocheting that what I want to actually do with it. Whereas with knitting, it's more like baking. You need to know ahead of time everything that you're gonna do. You can't just figure it out as you go along. And I'm kind of, I don't know if you can tell, I'm a bit of a figure it out as you go along kind of girl. It's kind of the lifestyle I live. Like, I got chickens before we had a real chicken coop, you know? Like, I'm that person. Like, it's just the way that I am. So for me, knitting, much more difficult because it's like baking. Crochet, much easier because it's like cooking. Hi, Lauren, everyone. Hello, Rosalie. What are we talking about, and what are the Chihuahuas doing? The Chihuahuas, the ones that were in the shelter, are adopted by somebody else. The Chihuahua that is already living here is sleeping. Thunder. Hi, baby. Right there. And what are we doing? I am trying to learn to knit continental at a speed that is worth knitting. This hand is getting very stiff. Is there a trick to how I should be holding the needle? Because I'm feeling like I'm very rigid in my one hand. The hand that's holding the yarn doesn't seem to be very rigid at all. It seems to be pretty comfortable, but the hand that's not holding the yarn is very tense. Hey there, Karen. Did you ever get the cat to the vet? Yes, we got her to the vet that first, no, not for a checkup yet. No, her vet appointment isn't until later in the month. She has a spay appointment. We're still waiting to hear back from the vet if they do the needles at that appointment, or if we need to come for a follow-up appointment, or if they're going to just bring her in like a couple of days before the spay. But no, her spay is booked, but I'm waiting for a follow-up from the clinic about when they're gonna do her shots, because I don't know if they're gonna do her shots at the same time as her spay. I honestly have no idea. They didn't for Scout. They didn't do his shots when they neutered him, but he had already had his shots done. She, on the other hand, is an adult cat who will need it all done. So I don't know. I'm waiting to hear back from that. But no, she hasn't gone to the vet yet. But she will be within the next couple of weeks, because her vet appointment's, oh shoot, is it? It's in March. I have to check my email. It's in my email because they are futuristic at our new vet clinic, and they just send you emails and they update you. Unlike our old vet, who just is a guy. It doesn't matter. Can I just say, I love that I just drive up to the vet and they come to the car. I will say that is kind of a convenience, like with Scout and with CJ we went in with him. But with Scout, same. Yeah, they just come and take the cat. And they bring you back a cat that's neutered. That was convenient. Yeah, I will say I don't hate, like, some of the protocols that are in place because of the pandemic. I feel like we should just leave them in place. Why would I wait in a waiting room in a doctor's office? Just let me wait in my car and then, like, send me a text when it's time. I don't want to deal with waiting rooms, like, ever again. But when she's... Hold on. But when she's here, treads, she's like, really gonna give me one? What am I missing? When my dad hears needles, he's like, shots. Oh, lol. Agreed. Which car does this cat go into? Right? Whose car does this cat belong to? Sorry, one of my earrings has twisted and it got caught in my hair, and now I'm twisting it so it won't get caught again. But I can't feel it because this is my right hand and I'm left-handed, so... Oh gosh, sorry. I feel I've missed a lot of lives. Who is Scout? Scout is my parents' cat that me and my sisters... Sorry, I'm twisting my earring in case you were like, what is this girl doing? I need to use my left hand. I have an earring up here and it gets caught in my hair when it's twisted. There we go. Now it's twisted back the right way. Sorry. Scout is my parents' cat. We got my dad a cat for his birthday in July, but we also got him the cat with all of his like shots and neuter and stuff, but they hadn't been done yet, so I had to take the cat in to get neutered because that was part of the gift. was that they didn't have to deal with doing anything for the cat. So Scout, Parrot's cat, got him neutered recently. Not that recently. Yeah, it was cold already. I don't know when we got him neutered. I can't stop fondling my casting. Yeah, that definitely doesn't sound how it is meant, Frida, for sure. Anyway, chicken related. Don't forget to be here on Saturday. If you forget to come for the live stream on Saturday, you'll have to watch the recap because there will be a baby bird in it. At least one. I have to imagine that at least one will hatch. There's been an incubator on for 3 weeks. At least one chicken should. One chicken should hatch, I hope. I really hope that Marshmallow's babies hatch because she's so pretty. Her eggs are so pretty and baby is so pretty. So I just assume that the 3 things mixed together are gonna make for beautiful baby chickens. Saturday, you said. Yes, between Thursday and Saturday, these baby birds are gonna hatch. And Saturday is when we do a stream, so you'll see them on Saturday. And sorry, I'm reading. I'm trying to catch up here. Okay, good. I'm on track. Also, if you haven't yet, friends, please like the video because I would appreciate it. And you're already here hanging out, so click the like button. My mom made a cheesecake last night. Ooh, that sounds good. I do love a good cheesecake. My mama makes cheesecakes. Oh, I'm hanging out with my mom tomorrow. We have a date, which is a little stressful because I haven't finished filming the triangle poncho shawl. But I'm gonna hang out with my mom tomorrow anyway because I need help getting set up for starting seeds inside because I don't know what I'm doing. And my mom does know what she's doing because she is a gardener and she's starting her greenhouse seedlings tomorrow. So I'm gonna go over to the farm and she's gonna help me set up my seed trays and then I'll bring them back and put them here underneath my grow light that my dad made for my mom and then my mom let me keep right now, haha. So yeah, that's what's happening for me tomorrow is I'm going to be setting up some seeds. I've planned out my garden a little bit. I want to do a big flower garden this year. Not like, I don't know, it's not going to necessarily be like for cutting flowers. It's going to be more like a whole actual crap ton of chamomile and marigolds. I have a big section in my garden of black-eyed Susans that I transplanted last fall. I have tons of hostas that got transplanted last fall. Hopefully they come up. And I'm not going to start, or I am going to start my tomatoes. I'm not sure. I think honestly, I can start tomatoes, but my mom is like an actual farmer who makes actual like plants for people to buy at plant sales. Like she's like a farmer. So the idea of me doing any of the food that she's going to create anyway is like, it's silly because she does a way better job at it. So I think the things that I'm going to grow like exclusively will be things that my mom isn't going to grow, you know? So all of the things I'll start from seed will be things like she doesn't plan on doing chamomile this year because she didn't get enough joy out of it last year. Sorry, my yarn is tangled. Whereas I got so much joy out of chamomile that I want to do a lot of chamomile this year. So I have to start my own seeds because my mom doesn't want to do chamomile. Whereas tomatoes, she's going to do like 500 or 600 tomato plants. I say 500 or 600, but really it's probably more like 1,000 tomato plants, which means I'll just take from her tomato plant stash. Basically, all of the big, healthy, fancy ones get sold, and then the ugly ones she plants, and then I take from those ugly ones as well. They turn out just the same as the big, healthy ones that get sold off, just they're like ugly, so people don't want ugly ones, but they turn into, like they grow just into the same size adult plant, but the baby plant, sometimes the ugly ones, anyway, doesn't matter. I'll get ugly baby plants that will turn into just beautiful adult plants. So I won't grow my own tomatoes because, again, I'll just take some of my mom's. Same with my hot peppers. I'm not going to bother starting seeds for any of that. But my mom will start her own seeds for marigolds because she grows just an obscene amount of marigolds. She puts them in all of her vegetable gardens. They line every garden, and then they are also in between the rows of gardens. Apparently they're good bug repellent flowers, but also they're just pretty and she likes to see them. but I'm going to do something similar, tons of marigolds. I'm going to use them for natural dye, but I'm also going to use them, I'm going to dry them out throughout the summer so that I can use them as like flower petals in our wedding. My plan is to just dehydrate as many flowers as I can all summer long so that I can basically make an entire path of dried flower petals, like potpourri sort of, so that instead of like a red carpet for our wedding, it'll be like a rainbow of flower petals to walk on top of. That way I don't have to wear shoes either. I'll just walk on flowers like a goddess. But also I'll use it for natural dye because there will be so many flowers. Same with my black-eyed Susans. I'm hoping to get a good amount of black-eyed Susans this year so that I can harvest them for dye. I'm going to concentrate on my rhododendrons and new rose bushes. Cool. I would like to grow calendula. Calendula is also on my list. I found the other day, I was looking on Amazon because I was adding to my Amazon wish list stuff for the baby chickens, because like the baby chickens they need like a chick brooder, which is like basically a heat lamp. You could do a heat lamp, but they're whatever. But they need a few things, like they need specific food and specific grit and a feed and waterer. So I was adding to my Amazon wish list so that I could tell you guys that. Check out my Amazon wish list if you want to buy presents for the baby chickens. But while I was there, I found something on Amazon that was called like nesting herbs, and it's like basil and calendula and lavender and just a bunch of like herbs, oregano and stuff, and you add them to the chickens' bedding in the winter, and it prevents bugs from hanging out in the bedding, but it also makes the coop smell nice, because in the winter there's no fresh smell. It's wood chips or poop, because it's winter, there aren't other smells. So you either have the smell of pine shavings or chicken poop. Well, this is like adding a new flavor. So you can add some of these herbs and it'll keep mites down during the winter months, but it'll also add like a nice smell. So I want to grow a whole lot of these herbs like chamomile and lavender and stuff so that I can dry them and put them in the coop so that we have a nice herbal healthy coop. And apparently you can also dry a whole bunch of these herbs for the chickens to eat, and they'll like them. Like certain herbs chickens enjoy eating fresh, but they'll also eat them dehydrated. So I thought that would be a good thing to do for next winter, because I feel like they're bored. Like they're not bored in the last couple of weeks because it's warmed up and I let them out every day. But when it's cold and when there's snow everywhere and they can't come out and like run around like out in the yard, they don't want to go out of the coop. They just want to hang out in there where it's warm. And I get that, it's cold, but it's boring. So like what I have been doing is buying them things like cabbage and lettuce and tying it up in the coop so they have something to jump and attack and play with. And I also like hung a swing up for them in the coop, and I add tons and tons of wood shavings so they have stuff to dig through and play with. Like they have stuff to do in their coop, but I don't want them to be bored, and I don't want them to be like cold. I want them to want to like run around, you know? So I think that adding those herbs will be something that makes me feel good next winter. And in addition, it'll make me feel nice and springy every time I get to add a little bit to their coop. I gave my chickens some lettuce yesterday. They were so happy. Kiana, I gave them also yesterday, I gave them a head of romaine. I just threw it outside and they were like dinosaurs ripping apart a carcass. It was violent. I mean, it was lettuce, so it was cute, but I mean, like, it was a violent encounter for these chickens. They like destroyed that lettuce. They love greens, they love lettuce, they love leafy greens, kale and Swiss chard and collard greens. They love that stuff. They love dandelion leaves so much, and there's just none of that right now because it's winter. So when they get some romaine, they just go ham. They love it, which makes me happy. I bought a big pack of romaine, like 6 romaine heads, just so that every couple of days I can give them one. I tried some wine last night. Ooh, on the bottle it said they retrieved the goat that got lost in the vineyard. I tasted the one that got lost. Slight hint of poo. Interesting. What? On the bottle it said they retrieved the goat that got lost in the vineyard. Is that like the name, or is it the story? Is it aged in a barn? It was organic. Lol. Have to take Millicent out, BRB. Sounds good. See you then. Calendula is great for eczema. Calendula is good for a lot of things, isn't it? Like making a balm with calendula. I've heard that it's good. It's a good skin one, but it's also good for other stuff. Something else it's good for. Well, it's good for chicken herbs, apparently. Yeah, the story. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, so this summer or spring, as soon as the cold sort of waxes or wanes or whatever, as soon as it sort of dissipates and the actual bite of winter sort of starts to let go, we'll get started in the garden, which should be like, I don't know, a couple of weeks. Like, it shouldn't be too long. Hey there, Kim. But what we're going to be doing is, as soon as it's soft enough to do so, Alex will rototill the garden. That'll be a couple of weeks away. I'll be starting seeds this week. On the weekend, on Saturday, when we talk next, after this, I will tell you what seeds I started. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments, because I would love to hear what you think I should grow this year. I'm not a big gardener outside yet, keep that in mind. I'm not going to be growing broccoli or Brussels sprouts or spinach because I don't have any expertise. I'm not going to grow onions or garlic because my mom grows an obscene amount of those things. I will probably grow a real quantity of kale for the chickens, not for myself because kale is gross. Honestly, Foulmouth Farmer, I know you're joking, but that is part of my plan for this year as well. I mean, we call it something. We call it the plant name as opposed to that name. Sounds more legit, I find. I just don't want to get demonetized, so I'm not going to use the name. But anyway, Foulmouth, it's not a bad idea, though, because I want to learn to grow hemp for cordage. Like, I want to learn to do that. I tried last year, but the plant didn't get large enough for me to actually harvest anything in order to make hemp. So I haven't been able to do it yet. I want to grow linseed, flax for linen. I want to grow flax. I want to grow flax in order to try and make linen. Same thing with hemp. I want to make hemp linen, but you need to grow hemp for that. But it's hard to come by hemp seeds. It's easy to come by cannabis seeds. So probably it'll be not proper hemp this year. It'll more likely be like regular old cannabis, but I'll use it as hemp because I do want to try. But in addition, it's legal here, so you're allowed. You can grow it here with no problem. I'm in Canada. So I very well may grow, because I can, and it would be fun to have a plant in your backyard, but also because I want to do linen and I want to try and do cordage with cannabis. Or with hemp, sorry. I will come help you beat your linen. Yes, help me, and help me do the thing where you have to let it, rot. Redding. If you put in a pot, then mint, otherwise it spreads everywhere. If you put it in a pot, oh, I have mint already. I have wild mint, spread wild, and I also have chocolate mint and spearmint in one garden that I'm planning on letting them, I put big rocks around the garden. It's like 2 trees with a garden around it, and I've now added rocks around that garden, but the garden is going to be oregano, sage, and mint. It's just going to be a lot of mint. It also has irises and daylilies in that garden, but they only come up in the spring, so it won't be a big deal. But the mint survived. It survived through winter. Choco mint was in demand. Chocolate mint is nice, it's just sweeter minty. It's like nice, sweet mint. As opposed to wild spearmint, it kind of just tastes like grass with a little minty overtone. It is minty, but it's not minty like how toothpaste is. It's I can taste the mint flavor. It doesn't have that menthol burn, whereas chocolate mint has that menthol flavor. I already have strawberries in 2 places in the garden. One looks like they survived over winter, one I don't think they did, so I guess I just have them in one place. My mom has a huge strawberry patch though, again, so it's not super high on my list. Chamomile is 100% at the top of my list. It's one of my most favoritist things. Last year it was so much fun for me to go and pick off the heads and then 2 days later have them all be replaced. So yes, chamomile. For herbs, most likely it'll be things I think I'll do cannabis, I think I'll do chamomile, I think I'll do sage, oregano, basil, rosemary, thyme, I want to do the one that tastes like black licorice, but I don't remember what it's called. But we had them when I was growing. Oh, dill. I want to do a serious amount of dill. Lavender, it's on the list, foul mouth, but it's not high on the list because it's not, like it's a perennial and it doesn't create lavender on the first year. So I think lavender will probably be something I buy in the fall of this year when it's on clearance. And then I'll let it go over winter in the ground, and next year it'll be better because this year the lavender won't do anything exciting. Is that tarragon? No, it's not tarragon, is it? No, tarragon is for fish. Anise seed? I don't know. When I was younger, we had it in our garden and you could just pick a leaf it was like kind of like in the same area of the garden where the wild chives grew. It was in that area of the garden, and it tasted like black licorice. I just want to grow it for fun. I don't know if it was fennel. The thing that, it might have been fennel, but I think the one that I'm thinking is like a wild variety because we never used it for anything in my home. It was like a wild plant that tasted like black licorice, but I think my mom knows what it's called. It might be anise seed. It might be fennel. I couldn't tell you because I've never had it as an adult. I've only had it as a kid, and it was growing wild in my mom's garden. Like, she didn't plant it. But it tasted like black licorice, and that was always fun. Anise seed, like star anise. Interesting. My mom and I tried to do some plants, but it's really hot here and we aren't great at growing things, so we managed to not kill some green bell peppers. Oh, well done. Peppers are hard to me. Slippery elm bark, what's that? Licorice is a plant. Maybe it was a licorice plant. Who knows? It was like a low to the ground. I feel like it grew in and among the wild chives. Like, there was always this area of our back garden right near we had a big, what's it called? A big green bin. What's that called? A big compost bin in the backyard where my dad put the garden cuttings, like the lawn cuttings, and also our food stuff. But beside there was always wild chives and this plant that tasted like black licorice. Look at how my rectangle is coming, friends. Are you proud of me? Look at what I did. Probably fennel or licorice root. Let me look at what licorice root looks like because I don't remember what the plant looks like, but in my head I'm sure that, like, if I see it I'll go, that's the one. You know what I mean? Licorice plant. Licorice root. I don't think that's it. I don't think it's licorice root because the plant doesn't look right. I don't know. I'll have to see. Hard to grow things in our crazy Central Valley heat. Well, here everything grows. Wild cherry bark. Wild cherry bark. Well, I can get not wild cherry, just regular cherry bark. My parents have cherry trees on their farm. After we did the peppers, we tried to do jalapenos, and that was an epic fail. I'm gonna do jalapenos this year. I'm gonna do jalapenos and I'm gonna do habaneros because I loved how they looked. So I want to do those. I also want to do a specific type of tomato that's really tasty that I have the seeds for. I don't know what it's called. Everything grows here where we live, but you really have to know how with our son. Fair, and the right amount of water and whatever. Yeah, your summers are brutal. They're different than us. We don't have that. We have a brutal summer for like 2 weeks. Thai chilies. Yes, I think I'll also do Thai chilies and Karen's chilies. I think they're called that. I don't think my mom invented them. I think that there's a chili called Karen's chilies because they're labeled Karen's chilies. They could be my mom's chilies. That's possible. But anyway, my mom will start all of the peppers and tomatoes. I don't think I'll start any of them myself. I think what I will be starting, like the actual seeds I'll be starting, will be chamomile and marigolds. I think that I'm going to do sunflowers outside because I have a lot of sunflower seeds for different kinds of sunflowers just because my mom gave a lot of them to me. And we have a lot of areas that don't have any major plants, but they're full sun. So I think I'll just put some sunflowers there. So that our backyard is kind of like surrounded by sunflowers. I think that'll be nice. Especially when it's over 100 degrees. Yeah, that's too hot. Too hot. We don't get that very much. Dude, grow the double quick. Are they double quick as in they grow double the size in half the time? Like what's this double quick? The ones that I have currently are, I have ones that are like orange and medium size. And then we have those stupid giant ones where you barely even get to enjoy the sunflower because the stalk is so big, and by the time the sunflower blooms, it's like all head and no bloom. So I'll probably grow a couple of those just for fun. But I have these really pretty orange ones. I do want to do also, I have cosmos and I have a bunch of other seeds my mom gave me last year that I collected from her garden in the fall. So I have a bunch that she said I can direct sow. I don't need to do any indoor seed starting for them. So that's exciting. I have a lot of like, not dahlia. There's calendula and is calendula the one that has edible leaves? Nasturtium. I have lots of nasturtium. Different kinds of nasturtium. That one has edible leaves. So I'm going to do nasturtium, cosmos, a whole bunch of varieties of daisies that my mom had, like all different colors. The tulips and the crocuses already look like they're coming up. Same with the irises and the daylilies, but those are the perennials. So for things I'm going to do, direct sow sunflowers, direct sow. I'm going to try direct sowing marigolds. I don't think that they'll thrive, but I'm going to try anyway. Because my mom said they can survive, so we shall see. Hey there, Oracle, good afternoon. I like to drink cosmos. I think it's something different. Yeah, I think it's different. I think cosmos as a flower is a little different than an alcohol. Although you could probably add cosmos to your alcohol. I think cosmos can be used for natural dye as well. Hey there, Claudia. I am crocheting. I am knitting today. In case you can't tell because you're watching on a small screen, I'll just have you know. What I'm doing right now, knitting. Very important that you know that because I'm a crocheter. I posted a pic to Discord. Let's have a look. Again, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, thank you, patrons. Discord is a chat room where all of the patrons can... Ooh, wow, those are pretty sunflowers. You can post pictures of what we're talking about during the live stream, but you can also post questions about stuff you're working on. So thank you for those of you who are supporting me on Patreon. Really appreciate it. Join if you'd like to. It's $2 a month and you get access to that Discord. You also get all of my bullet journal patterns, and if you go up one tier you get access to my videos early too. So check that out. But also those are pretty sunflowers. I think I want to do some medium-sized sunflowers, like not gigantic ones where I could like cut them and bring them inside. My grandma grows mini wild strawberries every year, and when we visit in the summer, I always go pick some straight off the bush if you ever get to try them. That's the ones that my mom grows, actually, Michelina. She has a whole strawberry patch. She bought, like, a long time ago, she bought a couple of plants of wild strawberries, and she's been growing the patch, and now the patch is like a 15 feet by 15 feet block in the yard, and even with the bunnies that come and eat the strawberries, there's still so many in that patch. Wild strawberries are the best. They're small and they're soft. Like you wouldn't be able to sell them because by the time you pick them and put them in a container, it's like they're not meant for shipping. They're meant to be eaten fresh. But ooh, do they make a nice jam. Get some pro-cut sunflowers. They won't drop pollen all over your house. Okay, cool. I don't want them to drop pollen all over the house on account of the fact that I have a man who is allergic to it. How big is your parents' farm? 14 acres. They have a vineyard for wine grapes. They have a vineyard for Concord grapes. They have an orchard for apples, multiple kinds. They have like 15 kinds of apples on their farm. They have an orchard for pears, like 4 kinds. And then they have a few miscellaneous peach, plum, and cherry trees. And then my mom now has 70 by 100 or something ridiculous, 60 by 120 maybe, greenhouse, like a huge greenhouse, like a farm greenhouse. They just got it. So she's going to be setting up all of her seeds starting in there. She has big gardens for like asparagus, and she has a whole garden bed for garlic where she has like several thousand garlics in the ground right now, which must have been fun to plant. I helped her plant like 200 or 300 of them, and I was like, that was fun. See you next time. But yeah, it's a big farm. It's got a lot of room to do a lot of activities. Yeah, it sneeze like crazy at this time of year. Not here yet, almost. We'll be joining soon, you know, been getting back up on my feet. That's awesome. Going to fold the clothes, and thanks for a good time. Sounds good, foul mouth. Have a good rest of your day, and yes, fold your laundry. Well done on productivity. I know that's a difficult thing for me to commit to. Folding my laundry as soon as it comes out of the dryer, not 4 days later, Laura. Is that just me? The wild strawberries are my favorite fruit. It's the only truly seasonal fruit you get here. They are a really good seasonal fruit. Here we get Concord grapes, and I mean, I guess you could probably get them at most times of year nowadays because you can get them from like coming in from California or something. But when they're ripe here, the blue Concord grapes, ooh, it's like Welch's grape juice. It's like grape jelly, but you're eating it. It's so good. Do they have animals at your parents' farm? Just one. Oh, two. They have Scout, the barn cat, and they have Dave, the standard poodle. They did have Cleo, the other standard poodle. She passed away at the end of last summer, or the beginning of the fall, but they just have a dog and a cat right now. They're not animal farming. They're just food plant farming. But my mom wants chickens this year. She has found someone to build her a coop. She wants a coop that looks like a little chicken coop. So she's gonna do that. And then I told her that I would figure out the chicken part for her. So either she'll have a few of our babies, or we will help her find chickens that she wants. I think she just wants the energy of the chickens, you know what I mean? Like she wants to collect their poop for manure. She wants them to be a cute farm animal. Like I don't think they actually have any intention of collecting and selling eggs. It's just so that when people come to the farm, they have a petting zoo essentially, but not for petting, just for looking. But that's what the chickens are for, basically. Which is fine to me because I'll keep their chickens in the winter and then I'll give them back to them in the summer, and they'll be basically, because they have a lot of families come to their farm to do pick your own. Like when people come to pick apples and stuff, we lent them 6 of our chickens last year, and people loved it. People loved seeing the chickens at the farm. So my mom was like, I want chickens. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. So no animals yet, but they will. Oh, bye, Kaylee. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for coming. We're spoiled here. All the grapes we could ask for. I know. Sounds so nice. Strawberries are my favorite. I should check and see if there are any regional strawberry festivals this year. Probably not. There's probably no festivals for anything fun this year. I ordered some new glasses online. They're supposed to be coming today. Ooh, that's exciting. Haven't gotten new lenses since May. Yeah, I bet your vision sucks. I just thought it was 2 years ago. 2017 in my head. I thought it was 2 years ago. Many years ago. Yeah, your eyes have probably shifted a little bit. Every time we go to get Alex's eyes updated for glasses, they're always like, oh, how do you see? Last time we went, though, he didn't need an update, which is so weird because the last 4 times he's gotten new glasses, they changed his prescription, and then the last one he did, they didn't change his prescription, and he was just like, huh, my eyes stopped deteriorating. How wonderful. He has perfect teeth and I have perfect vision, so hopefully if we ever have children, they'll get his teeth and my vision, not my teeth and his vision. I love new glasses, right? Time, to me, that says it's different, not worse. Yeah. To me, this is different, not worse, yeah. Well, I guess. I mean, it is worse, though. When your eyesight is different than the lens you have going, then it would be worse. I can't even imagine, the headache of putting on brand new glasses and having it be a different prescription than what you were wearing. Like the literal headache, not the, oh, what a headache, not like that. Anywho, can we just briefly have a moment again of silence to notice that I'm knitting and I'm doing it continental and I haven't dropped a stitch or freaked out in 20 minutes at least. So there's that. This is gonna end up being like a scarf and I'm gonna give it away to someone because I'm gonna hate it by the time it's done. It has gotten really cold, so I could hear the lakes singing in total darkness among the trees. That's creepy. It's cool, but it's creepy. The sound of a lake singing is very haunting. For those of you that are like, lakes don't sing, well, you obviously don't live somewhere where it gets really freaking cold. It's the sound of you think the ice is about to break beneath you, but it's not. It's just making the noise like it's gonna break, and it makes the noise over and over. And if you listen carefully, the noise of the ice breaking has its own echo, but the echo seems to be coming from inside the ice. So you hear the ice breaking sound, and then you hear the reverberation of that ice breaking sound, but then the ice doesn't break. It's very scary if you're not from somewhere cold and you're not aware that it's not breaking. But yes, and it's so beautiful. I mean, Frida, it's beautiful if you know you're safe, but when you don't know, the first time you hear it, you flatten to the ice and you're like, I'm gonna die, and then whoever's with you laughs at you and says, no, you're not gonna die. It's a beautiful sound. I mean, okay. I guess I haven't heard it in a while. The last time I remember hearing, no, that's not true. I guess I did when I was in Ottawa. The Rideau Canal during winterlude was always frozen. But when I was little, we had a pond. When I was a youths, we had a pond in our neighborhood. And when it would freeze, it would do that. And it would be so freaky. Especially at night, it would be so freaky. Oh, the sound is on Frida's Instagram? Okay, cool, I'll check it out. Well, maybe it's prettier in Sweden. In my memory, it's a scary sound because it sounds like the ice is about to break. But it's not about to break, it's all a scam. David, I have done that too. Last time I had enough to change. I had to change to a different style since they kept sliding down my nose. So I didn't get the ones I really wanted. For the last couple of times, I've gotten to help Alex choose his glasses, which is fun, because then I get to choose. Like I said to him, I should always be the one who chooses because I'm the one who has to look at them. He just has to look through them. But he used to have skinny glasses, like ones that looked like reading glasses, and then he switched during our relationship at some time to those bigger ones, and he loves, it's the sound of me throwing ice on ice. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, hey, Nikki, good afternoon. But now Alex's glasses are bigger, so he sees everything in HD. I want to get those blue light glasses. I feel like it's a good idea. First of all, I look super cute in glasses, but I have perfect vision, so I have no necessity of wearing glasses. Second of all, I stare at a screen all day, so blue light glasses are probably a good idea, right? If I'm gonna have something on my nose every day, it's gonna be something fun. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. But you also feel that way about your shoes, and I don't know what that means in terms of what glasses you would pick if you had any choice in the world. I'm trying to imagine just what your glasses would look like, assuming that your glasses style is like your shoe style. I always feel like my glasses are part of my face. Well, I will never understand because I do not have glasses. I have a pair of blue light glasses and it stopped my headaches. Did it actually help? Do you think it was placebo, or do you think it actually helped your headaches like legitimately? Because like they say it's bad for your eyes and whatnot, and I would look cute in glasses, so I'm kind of down for it. But is it a scam, or is it like legit? Not that it's gonna really affect my decision either way, because if I want to get them, I'm gonna just want to get them for how cute they are. But like, you know what I mean. You would not trust me in any shop now. I mean, I don't know that I would trust you to be my personal shopper, Frida. Actually, I probably would, because I feel like you know me pretty well. I feel pretty confident that if I gave any of you guys, like, first of all, just a wonderful magical budget. Like, imagine if I had a budget that I could be like, here's $1,000, buy something you think I would like to wear. I bet any of you guys could do it. That being said, you wouldn't have to have $1,000. You'd need like $4 and you'd need to go to a thrift store and you could find something that I would look good in. Not because I look good in everything, but because I like thrift stores. I had to use them during this last year because of being on Zoom at my computer all day. And you found it did a benefit for you? Glasses don't come in that fun of colors. Oh, the main reason why I get new glasses is because they're cracked on the earpiece and they're about to break. Plus, yeah, fair. Buying them online is so much easier. And cheaper, totally. I think it's not a placebo because I forget to wear them, I get a headache. Okay, cool. I got blue light glasses around the time I was making my sweater, Oracle says. Great for protecting your eyes, but when I took them off, my eyes strained and got lazier. Interesting. Well, my little sister has a pair and she likes them, so I wear glasses, but the blue light ones do help the strain, but if I need to be reading a lot, I have to put on my regular pair. Lol. Maybe double check the company is reputable before buying the glasses. True. I always found the most expensive ones anyway. Right? That was Alex. Every time we went glasses shopping, it would be like, the glasses are whatever, $99 if you buy the frames or there was a deal. I don't know what they are. I don't have glasses, so I don't remember what the deal was. But it was something like, buy the lens and the glasses or the frames are X amount of money. But every pair of frames that Alex and I liked were like not part of the deal, and they were always like way more. Luckily now Alex has insurance from his work so that his glasses replacements are mostly covered, which is nice. I wear a non-line bifocal, so I end up spending a lot anyways. Yeah, I don't think Alex needs a bifocal. I don't know. I literally don't know. I know his pupil distance. That's what I know, because that's the only thing I ever needed to remember. Because I'm not going to remember which minus or plus he is. I just remember that. Usually spend $300 with insurance. I feel like that's pretty accurate. Thank goodness for insurance though, am I right? Blue light glasses are pretty good, Michelina says. I had them before, but changed my lenses to normal ones. I feel like my eyes hurt more now, even when I'm looking at a screen, even when I'm not looking at a screen. Interesting. Same, David, I'm not even sure it would be possible. My vision prescription is so severe, I'd be afraid. Fair. If my contacts all I need for glasses, they'll end up broken. If I had glasses, I'd feel similarly about them. They would end up broken. Mine were $60 for frames and lenses. My insurance doesn't cover much, so it's always $800 plus. Ugh. Thanks, insurance. Couples goals is knowing your partner's pupils. Yeah, I know his pupil distance, so I could order him glasses. I just don't know what his prescription is. So I guess I couldn't. But if he was ordering glasses and needed to know his pupil distance, I know it, so I can help. So that's good. I wonder what blood type he is. I wonder what blood type I am. It's on my blood donor card, but I don't remember. Do you guys know your blood type? Is it important to know your blood type? Like, my mom knows her credit card number. Am I supposed to know my credit card number? My little sister knows her health card number. I know my social insurance number, but I don't know my health card number. I don't know my credit card number. I don't know my driver's license number. I have the cards. Why would I need to learn the number? My little sister legit knows her driver's license number and her health card number and her credit card, and my mom knows all those three of hers as well. Can you imagine? That's so many numbers to know in a row, and they're all different. That's important to know, blood type. Well, I have it in my wallet on my blood donor card, so it's in there. I just don't know it off the top of my head, but it's in there. I knew my social security and my blood type. Well done. I just came into the stream and I wanted to thank you for teaching me to crochet a sweater. Aw, Minkerston, thank you so much for coming, and thank you for letting me know that it helped, because that makes me feel good. Thanks for joining, and I'm glad you were able to crochet a sweater with a little bit of help from your friends, right? I get by with a little help from my friends. I once got glasses at Costco with my vision plan. I was insured, David says, and my health plan, they were $0 out of pocket, but I no longer have insurance. Yeah, well, then I hope that your glasses are going to work for you for a while, because having no insurance is stressful. I will say that has been a pretty big godsend for Alex and I, him having like actual health insurance, like good health insurance, because we both have prescriptions that can't just stop. So that's convenient. Social security number is easy here since it's your birthday and 4 extra numbers. Here, it's not your birthday. I just had to think about what my number is to see if it linked up with anything. Costco doesn't even do my prescription. It's too thick. Oh. Well, screw Costco. They don't even have samples anymore. I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, before things were locked down and it wasn't like fully the worst yet, probably it was like early March of last year or late February, like it was before things got crazy the first time. We went to Costco and they were still giving out samples, but they were only giving out wrapped samples, so like it was granola bars and chocolate bars and stuff. It was a good day. But now the samples are done. I know my blood type, and I remember most recent blood work I got done for my thyroid. Oh, well, good job. I don't. It's like buffet. No. Delicious. On the other hand, the last pair of glasses I got were Walmart tripped on the sidewalk and broke them within months. That's frustrating. Ooh, and Walmart replaced them. That's not frustrating. I have to get the extra thin glass, and they're still super thick. You take that back, Scrappy. Dude, samples are gross. Well, they didn't used to be gross. They used to be just fine. I used to get a pierogi sample every time I went to Costco. Did anybody else? Every single time I'd go right up to that pierogi counter, and they always had those pierogis right in the middle, right by where the king crab is. They would have those pierogis ready to go. Then I'd get like a piece of pizza at one of them, some nachos and guac. Gotta love that. A little bit of yogurt with some berries in it on your way out. Maybe ice cream or a Gatorade drink. I loved samples at Costco. That was like the best. I mean, if you're paying like $100 a year to go shopping at a store, you damn well better get some tasty treats. But I don't know my blood type or credit card number. Yeah, I don't know my blood type or credit card number. I have my blood type and I have my credit card number, but I don't know them off by heart. Getting new glasses is a big day. I feel like it is a big day. It's a huge accessory that you have to have on all the time. It's like a part of your everyday wardrobe. It's like getting new shoes. You need them. You need them, and they are important. Sobeys, East Coast Canada. Is it only on the East Coast, Sobeys? Really? I thought Sobeys owns, who does Sobeys own? Is it PC? Is Sobeys? Man, I don't know. I know Sobeys is on here also. There's Sobeys down the street somewhere. Oh, my bank account numbers. I remember those. I don't. Mary Grace. Closest Costco to me is like 2 hours. The closest Costco to me is like 5 minutes away. I go to expensive stores since they always fix all problems. Worth it. I mean, that's true. Closest thing to Costco is Sam's Club. Basically, right? Which is more of a Walmart, but in bulk. Both started by the same guy, Sam Walton. So it's like Costco Mart. Sam's Club. Yeah, that's Costco-ish. We have something called Wholesale Club here too. I think it's by the same people as Costco because it's got the same sort of font. But it's not called Costco, it's called Wholesale Club. It's kind of like BJ's. We don't have a BJ's here. Loblaws owns Superstore Sobeys. Sobeys started in Nova Scotia. I never knew it was in Ontario too. Yeah, Sobeys has been here long time. Like before I was in high school, Sobeys was already this area. So at least 10 years. More than 10 years. 15 years that I've known it to be in Ontario. I just know my PESEL identification number and blood type, and that's enough. I think so. I think Loblaws owns Wholesale Club too. Really? It's the same colors as, oh my god, this chair needs replacing. Do you see it? Lean forward. It tries to throw me off. Alex keeps trying to convince me we need to buy new computer chairs, but I can't justify a $300 chair. And for some reason, a good quality computer chair is a $300 chair. So, if you are a rich person with $300 and you want to buy me a chair, my shipping address is below. Now I'm required to Google it. Yes, please do. I like knowing information. We don't really have anything like those stores, not like I've seen on YouTube. Yeah, some of the stores here are wild. Sometimes when I see people do their like grocery hauls at a Costco, I'm like, no wonder the carts have to be gigantic. I was once amusing myself by going through all the phone numbers, David says. Then I went to a store and tried to pay with a debit card and couldn't remember my PIN. That's very stressful. That is a stressful situation. My sisters and I do that sometimes when we're together. We'll go through all of the like radio commercials we remember from when we were kids. Like Zellers, because the lowest price is the law. Or Sleep Country Canada, why buy a mattress anywhere else? Or more than you came for at the Bay. Or call 1-800-267-2001. Alarm Force. Remember all of those? Anyone? That's like a thing. It's like a thing that I do with my sisters. Like, I want to say, like, it's only happened once. It's happened, like, multiple times that we've done that. And we've gone through as many as we can remember. Like, as many. Active, Green, and Ross. There's so many of them. It says Optimum on their website at Wholesale Club. So it is PC, I guess so. PC Optimum points. Shoppers Optimum. I got a $300 chair for $10. Also, I have conference chairs from a bank in the kitchen. I want a bank conference chair. Hurt in a car, call William Mattar. Legitimately. Oh God, I love Canada. I love our ads. We have an Aldi here. We don't have Aldi here. They can be worth it depending on what you're looking for. I say give it a try, but take your own bags. You're supposed to take your own bags here, but since I have a cat and we do cat litter, I still take plastic bags sometimes. Because I don't want to buy bags to throw litter out in. So, there's that. Anywho, now I'm thinking of songs in my head for local businesses. Remember Zellers? They banned plastic bags in my city. They haven't done that here yet. A lot of stores make you pay for them now, but most stores still have them. Aldi in Poland is shit, but might get better in other countries. It's just off-brand and cheap stuff. Oh, how does the cart thing work? I know you gotta rent it for a quarter or something. They ban plastic in my town. Here, you don't always have to rent a cart. Like, in some stores, like in No Frills, which is like a grocery store that touts itself on being like just the basics. Like, we have Food Basics and No Frills. Those are two like what do you even call those grocery stores? They're like the off-brand grocery store. Like, they're not Walmart. They're smaller than that. But anywho, those stores, it's 25 cents. You have to put it into the grocery cart and it releases it from a chain by putting the money in, and then when you plug the chain back in, it spits your coin out, so you get your money back. But that's only at a couple grocery stores. You always rent the cart here. Everyone has a 10 krona in the car or in their pocket. I mean, that's one way to make them not have to work as hard putting them away, because people will actually bring them back if they want to get their 10 cents back, right? What's 10 krona, by the way? Here it's 25 cents, or a loonie at some stores, a whole $1. Again, you get it back, but I remember the good old days, the pre-pandemic days, when you used to be able to go to the store, and then as you were going into the store, the person who was leaving the store and returning their cart, they'd just give you their cart and you'd just hand them a quarter. And then you'd have a cart and you didn't plug it in, and they'd return their cart, but they didn't have to blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm trying to say? There was a time when things were easier. To me, it just means that you can buy a cart for $1. Yeah, it's your very own cart. You could take it. I liked the grocery stores that they just turn the brakes on the cart if it goes beyond their area. So always towards the back of the parking lot, there's like 250 carts that are just locked. Caroline. Hey, Caroline. In Denmark, you put in the coin, but you get it back once you put the cart back. Yeah. Here too, but only in certain grocery stores. Like, most grocery stores still don't do that. But a few. They don't charge for carts here, but they should. As I'm typing this, I can hear a homeless person wheeling one down my street. Give me a pretty picture. It always irks me when people don't put their carts in the cart bay, or when they do, they just put them in crooked. I know, it's like, how hard is it really to push it in to the one in front of it? Just keep pushing it until it goes inside of the one that's in front of it. And when people, or they yeah, I don't like it either. Or when people leave garbage in their cart and you're like, okay, you literally only had possession of that item for an hour. How did you manage to leave it with garbage in it? How? You had it for, like, at most, like an hour. You've had that object. It's not your object. You borrowed it for like an hour and you left your banana peel in it? What are you doing? That's how I feel. So ignorant. They're obviously never had a service job. People with no service job industry. I think that should be a rule, honestly. You should have to go through service industry jobs in order to even have your resume accepted by a law firm. If you went to law school, oh, I don't see any service industry work on here. I'm sorry, we can't even take your application. Oh, you're a neurosurgeon, but you've never worked at a Wendy's, I'm sorry, we cannot take your application. You need to have worked at a Wendy's or a Canadian Tire or a jewelry store. I'm thinking all of the places that I've worked. Or a cell phone store. You need to have service industry experience in order to have humanity. I think that's a fact. I think if you've never worked in a service industry, there's a key element of your humanity missing. I wipe it before I use it and after, because I'm nice and I fear germs. Oh yeah, at ours now, they wipe it down right before they give it to you, but also on your way through the doors, you pass a little thing that is got alcohol wipes in it, and you pass a hand sanitizer at the grocery store I go to. So even though I'm given a freshly cleaned cart, I still grab an alcohol hand wipe and wipe it down. That's not a bad idea, actually. It teaches great value. I agree. No, you need to be a cashier at any major chain. Yeah, you need to be a cashier or you have to be either in a service industry or a cashier somewhere. Because you just have to have somebody pay you in dimes and be angry that it's taking you a long time to count. You need to have someone try to return something that they clearly used and are denying that they used, and then you just need to have someone in a bad mood be really mean to you for no reason in the context of work, so that you can understand, oh, when I'm really mad and I act upset to strangers, this is how it makes them feel, you know? Anyway, Caroline, yes, the flipping minx. Weird, we had some too. What? If I don't return my cart back inside, I at least put it to the closest car rally. Yes, the flippin' minx, I swear to God. What flippin' minx? The ones that had to die because they were getting ill from human diseases? Those minx? Is that what you're talking about? Auto spell. Dude, I had someone try to throw a shoe at me. I had somebody straight up throw a hot chili on me. Like, they threw a Tim Hortons chili onto me in Canadian Tire, which is like a what would you call Canadian Tire? Like a hardware sports store that also sells tires. It's like a, I don't know, it's like a hardware sports store with tires. What would you call Canadian Tire? But for real, I wouldn't return somebody's, okay, so I worked at Canadian Tire in the customer service department, which is like the best spot to work. It is the spot where you have the least amount of work to do, but the work that you do have to do is usually like dealing with awful people. And one man tried to return a blue bin or recycling bin to me, but the recycling bin, like at Canadian Tire, you can bring a coupon from the city and get a free recycling bin. Like, you give them the coupon and they give you a recycling bin, but you can't return your old recycling bin. That has to go in the garbage. You have to leave it at the side of the road for the recycling people, and you have to put like void or you have to let them know that it's a garbage piece and they take it away. It doesn't come into the Canadian Tire store. All we do is give you new ones. And this person was so angry that I would not take his, like, it was a broken old recycling bin. What goes in the recycling bin? Beer and pop bottles and pop cans. So it's sticky and stinky and dirty and broken. And I can't take it anyway because you didn't buy it here. And it's not my responsibility to take your broken recycling bin. It's my responsibility to give you a new one. That's all that I do. And I was trying to explain this. And this guy wanted so desperately to return his broken bin that he threw the bin at me, and then in his other hand he had chili, because our Canadian Tire was right across the street from a Tim Hortons, which sells chili, and he threw the chili at me. He threw the blue bin, threw the chili, and then left the store. And I was just like, I don't know what you want from me. And then I got to take an extra break that day because I had been legitimately assaulted by a 50-year-old man at 18 years old. Because that makes sense. I'm not the person anyone should throw things at. He got kicked out, obviously, by me. I said, you can leave now. And he said, I want my blue bin. And I was like, oh, I'm not giving you a new blue. You literally just threw food at me. That happened. Jerks. What the actual heck? I know, right? People are nuts. I've had people spit at me for not returning things. Like, spit spit at, like now that's, well, I mean, I guess it was probably already assault back then, but now it's like even more assault. Now it's like assault with a deadly weapon because the pandemic. But for real, I wouldn't return somebody's blender. They were like, I never used it, I got it as a gift. And I was like, there's like a fresh milkshake in here. It's not even rinsed out. Well, I never opened it. It's not rotten milk. It's still a milkshake. You never opened it? No, we never opened it. Are you sure? Because it's got a milkshake in it still. I can't return it. Well, we opened it, but it doesn't work. That's why I'm returning it. Well, you've already said that you didn't open it, and it works for sure because you didn't open it. And now you're saying you opened it, but it doesn't work, but you've had it for 2 months, and you don't even have the receipt. That's when I got spit at. They took it back with them. People were nuts. We worked there before they even had cameras all the time. So whenever people would return things that were damaged, like people would return a set of knives without one knife in it because they bought a set of knives, broke. Like people would buy 2 sets of knives and then take out half the knives from one of the knife sets and then return one of the knife sets so that they got more knives than they paid for. Like people were very bizarre when they were trying to like get away with stuff. But when people would do that and they would return a knife set missing 2 or 3 knives, that whole knife set would go in the garbage. So a wooden block and 10 out of 12 knives would have to go in the garbage. So there was a period of time in Alex's and my relationship where we had so many knives, it was obscene. Like the number of large, sharp knives in our drawer. Why? We literally didn't need any of them. I just couldn't justify just throwing them out because they were all brand new. Just one was missing from the block because someone bought it, took out the one they wanted, and then people were awful. People need twisted tea experiences. Scrappy, tell me. I just realized you're knitting, Laura. Heck yeah, I am. I'm not only knitting, Nikki. I'm knitting continental. I learned a thing, and I'm doing it. And I'm doing it while talking about some of my wonderful retail experiences. I worked at a jewelry store where one of the other employees was a gemologist who had worked there for like 30 years, and she hated me so much because I was a young person who was happy to be alive. She would make me cry at any opportunity. She would jump in front of me and tell customers lies that were just like mean about me, about how inexperienced I was, so that she could sell the gem, because it was like, it wasn't even commission based, it was like commission clout. You didn't get money for selling things, you got clout for selling them. Literally, like, you would sell something for $1,000 and then you would have 10 points on the board. Well done. Nothing. So I would be selling like Pandora charms, and this lady would like push in front of me, tell people that I had no idea what I was talking about and that she would help them get a really good deal. And I'm like, there are 3 employees in this store. It is a jewelry store. Like, is this really necessary? You get nothing for doing this except you look like an asshole. I have feelings. Crappy people. Yeah, there are a lot. Listen, I know violence is not good, but I do love me a good fight. I've literally never been in a physical fight. I like to believe that I could do it, but I genuinely have not ever had to do that. I've never been in a physical fight with a person. I don't know what it feels like to punch someone straight in the face. Do I want to? Yes, but I don't want to get into a physical altercation. That terrifies me. But I do want to know what it feels like to punch someone directly in the face. Someday. Someday I will... There will be an occasion when it is appropriate someday that I will have to punch someone directly in the face. I've fought guys. I've never fought anyone. Yes, I've like gotten all up in someone's face if they've like hurt one of my friend's feelings, but I've never actually physically been in an altercation. I am a wimp. I was only taught continental knitting, so other way looks way too difficult. I was only taught the other way. I feel like my grandma did continental though, so kind of rude of her to teach me the other way, and now I have to relearn this way. I hit someone in the head with my recorder when I was a child. Well, does that count? BRB, sounds good, David. There are a whole bunch of chickens at my back door, yelling. Bah, 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 bah. Tea delivery, Russian Earl Grey, very nice. I used to work at Target, Vicky says, and I prefer everyone to go through a register because half of everyone who goes through the self-checkout are idiots, right? And then they still need help anyway. You're like, just go through a register. Just, why are you even bothering? Nancy, every workplace has challenges. As my former workplace, it was, we've done it this way 30 years. Why do we have to change everything now? Because I backhanded a guy because he was kicking the ball. Oh, okay, yes, I've hit gentlemen in bars. And by gentlemen, I mean definitely not gentlemen. Okay. I elbowed someone directly in the throat in a bar. I've elbowed someone in the ribs in a bar. If anyone grabs me from behind, whatever happens with my elbow is different. It doesn't count. I haven't gotten in a physical fight where I have walked up to someone looking for a fight. Obviously, if someone grabbed me from behind at a club, my elbow, wherever it ends up, is not my fault. So yes, I've elbowed a stranger, whatever that hit, somewhere around this region, he left the club. I've elbowed straight to the tummy. Yeah, it's mostly just tummy. One was a throat, and I know that because I'm pretty sure I hurt him because he like left the club. But, I mean, he had grabbed me, so what was I supposed to do? The gut ones were usually just like, you're such a fucking bitch! Sorry about my language there. But that's usually how that response happened. But the throat guy, I'm pretty sure I hurt that guy. But again, don't grab me from behind when you have not asked if that is something that I would like. Because if I do not like it, if your hand is somewhere it shouldn't be, my elbow has no... There is nothing you can say. My elbow is free to go wherever it naturally goes. Oh, sorry, it was just a gut reaction when someone grabs my chest in public. Hello? Anyway, I've kicked Ola right in the face. Okay, tickling feet doesn't count either. I hate fights. It literally terrifies me. I try to avoid them as much as possible. Yeah, I don't like fighting. I don't like the idea. I want to punch someone in the face because I want to feel what it feels like, but I don't like the anxiety that goes with fighting. These types of fights, hitting a man in a club is never me hitting a man in a club. It never has been. It's always been I was surprised by where I was grabbed by an invisible person somewhere near me. And the reaction was justified. Like I didn't start dancing with someone and then elbow him because he went a little low. It was somebody jumped up behind me and surprised me and deserved the elbow to the gut. Sorry. Alex almost got in a fight at a club once, and this is kind of a hilarious story. He and I were dancing, and when we were in university, Alex was like a dancer. Like, at most clubs, they have little stages, like they'll have little poles with a stage around it so that you can do pole dancing if you want. They have little stages up at the front near the DJ where you can get on stage and dance. They have the bar where girls can stand on top to dance. It's like clubs are clubs. They have a different rule set. Alex was such a good dancer that he would be the one on the stage. And on one occasion, he danced so vigorously that he knocked a girl off the stage. I wasn't on the stage with him. I should start the sentence there. Remember that time when you almost got in a fight with that guy?
No.
So this girl fell off the stage because Alex danced her off the stage, essentially. And her boyfriend came ready to, like, beat the actual crap out of Alex. And Alex literally didn't even notice that was happening. Like, he knocked her off the stage. And then after the few songs later, he came off the stage to dance with me. The guy came up, was, like, threatening Alex, and he was intoxicated and dancing, and literally the guy ended up leaving. There was no confrontation because Alex he just didn't care, and at some point the guy was just like, this guy literally doesn't even know that he did the thing that I'm trying to start a fight over. It was wonderful. It was a very good, funny thing to watch. Alex had a wonderful night that night. That was still in the time when I was not drinking any alcohol when we would go out, and it was a lot of fun to watch Alex dance his little shorts off there. It was a lot of good times. Took it like a champ though. Hold on. Caroline, in school, a girl in our class got her hair caught in an electrical whisk on accident and lost a massive chunk on the crown. Ouch. She had to shave her hair off because they couldn't get the whisk out of it. She looked like a little old man for a while. That sucks. That's lucky. That could have been bad. Yeah, definitely could have been bad. I mean, luckily it wasn't, but, you know. Ouch. I'm thinking about that. Ripping out a bunch of hair? No thanks. obviously unnecessarily pressed upon on the subway. Yeah. Why are men disgusting? Why? Anyway, they're not. I know. Just in general, I don't know why that would, like, I would never think to do that. That would never be part of my MO. That's a really attractive guy. I'm gonna find a way to be really, really close to him in a way that makes him physically uncomfortable. Like, that would never be in my brain as a thing. No thanks. Whereas, like, that seems to be like a thing. It's not like a rare thing. It's not like I know, like, literally every woman that I know, every single one has had an experience with a man that I can't say every man has had with a woman. Do you know what I mean? It's not even just men. It's just scary when the person is bigger in general. Yes, okay, it's obviously not always just men. The only times I've been afraid for my safety in public has been men. For me personally, I have not been made to feel unsafe in a sexual way by women. I've never felt that. So yes, of course, any sex, any gender, any person, anything can do that. But for me, it seems to be in public, men have a lot more comfortability in being complete skis bags. Ugh. Like, can you imagine being on a subway and seeing a hot guy and be like, I'm gonna just press up against him, and if he doesn't say anything, I'm gonna just stay pressed up against him until it's time for me to get off. That's not how your brain works. You would just be like, that's an attractive man. I'll look and think about how hot he is. I literally would never think, I'm gonna go invade their personal space. Electrical whisks are dangerous, Mary Grace. It sure seems that way, Caroline. Michelina, my dog ripped a chunk of my hair when I got caught on his spiked collar. Ouch. He pulled me by the hair off the couch, through the room. That probably caused an internal bruise. Bye, Donka. Have a good rest of your day. Frida, read mine above. What did you say? I'm honestly not easily intimidated, but you know I got this Texas nose. Nikki, I feel like having you and Scrappy around, if I was getting into a fight, it'd be good to have you guys around. Literally, it's because they figure we'd never say yes, so might as well grab her. Like that. Also, if there was a chance that I was gonna say yes, I'm never gonna say yes if you press up against me, creepily breathing on me. Also, ugh, yeah, I hate that. I've also been the most beautiful man I've ever beheld in the subway. He was redhead, like 40-year-old redhead, sounds good to me, in a suit with a briefcase and obviously just on his way home to his family. Hold on. Right? It's not a turn on. It's just so gross. Yeah, we a little crazy. Yes, as long as you guys are crazy enough to protect and attack. Yeah, honestly, I've seen beautiful, beautiful people in public and never ever had the desire to go over to them and grab them. At all. Like, in a club, if I see well, I say that like I go to clubs. Bye, Jessica, have a good rest of your day. But even if I go into a club, I would never go, now that we're in this dark, crowded space, I'm gonna grab his junk. Like, that's not how my brain goes. I don't know why that's how some people's brains go, but I don't think I should ever feel unsafe on public transport, just saying. Me and my friend Frida and I just calmly looked discreetly, like a normal person. I just repeatedly stole glances when they weren't looking, like a normal person. I did a regular amount of creepy, not a creepy amount of creepy. Oracle, me and my friends legit just turned 18, went on a night out, and when pervy men try to come for them, we bark at them. There you go. Perfect. We are angry chihuahuas who know they're human will pick them up if necessary. I'll scream at you because I'm safe. Literally. I mean, oh my god, Melanie. Did anybody watch the Oprah, Meghan, and Harry interview yet? Because I haven't, but Twitter is making me want to watch it. And if you watched it, should I bother watching it, or is Twitter enough? Is it worth watching? Meghan Markle sounds like she knows what she's doing. She's like, in the little clips I saw, I was like, girl, I'm on your side, even though I also feel like there's some sassiness going on. It felt sassy. It felt like when she was answering, like the question about, she was saying like that people in the palace had conversations about how dark Archie's skin would be. Archie is the prince baby of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle is mixed race, so the conversations around the child that was not yet born, who was still gonna just be a baby prince, like, it doesn't matter. There were conversations in the palace about what his skin tone would be. And when I saw that clip, it's like Oprah going, what? There were conversations about this? And then she says, like, can you tell us who was having these conversations? Meghan, like, obviously in the moment I was like, that's awful, like, oh, how does she feel about that? But like, she's a sharp lady, and she was like, I think it would be really damaging for them. And she says, like, looking right at Oprah, I think it would be really damaging for them if I were to say who it was. And I was like, oh, she's so sassy. I mean, obviously that was awful, obviously, but I feel like she got some of her power back in that interview. I could feel the little glowing in the back of her head like this. I could feel it, you know, her being like, it would really damage their reputation. I was like, ooh, that sounded like a direct threat, Meghan. I love it. So because there is nothing going on in my life, I have to obsess over famous people and royalty and what troubles they're having. Anyway, I haven't seen it, but the Twitter outtakes are enough for me. Twitter seems to be giving me the highlights. If she can handle the English court life, she has to be a sharp woman. I mean, she handled it to the point where she was like, oh, this is not worth handling. Bye. I don't want to watch it. She makes me angry. She makes you angry? Why? What's wrong with her? Oprah or Meghan? Or the Queen? I don't know. I feel like the British monarchy is like 3 generations behind reality, so it's kind of fun to watch them be all confused by someone who's from like the present. That's what it feels like anyway. Like the British monarchy is 3 generations in the past, so Meghan Markle is just a very confusing thing to deal with for them. And knowing that it must be just very confusing having a divorced mixed race woman from the US. What are we gonna do? Really? That's the biggest issue that you've got? Come now. Come now. That's why I like her. Oh, what did Melanie say? I just love how much power she has and how scared they are that no matter what they do, they can't control her. Right? Tastes so good, just knowing that it must be really scary to be in the monarchy. Markle seems kind of arrogant to me, but obviously I don't know her. I mean, wouldn't you be though? Like, think about like how she had to deal with this. At this point, wouldn't you be kind of like a little bitchy about it? Like, oh, sorry, you literally showed that you're racist after I was already married and pregnant with your grandchild. It's your grandkid in my tummy, and you were worried that he was gonna have darker skin than you, and that was like, I don't know. I feel like that just would put me in a different place as a person, knowing that my child was being judged differently before it was even born because I was, I don't know. I don't like it. I feel like it would really stress me out, and it would make me a lot bitchier than I really am, you know? They literally called her a baby, a gorilla. No, they did not. Did they really? No. I don't think it was the grandparents that had the problem, though. They called her baby a chimp. Our princess and princess are married, a personal trainer, a reality TV star, an American businessman. Okay, so the Swedes don't seem to care about that whole lineage business. The monarchy in the UK seems to be very important. Meghan, I just don't believe all she says. Frida, a reality TV star. The royals didn't like admitting that the Moors were black, or Queen Charlotte was also black. They got problems. Like famous official royal tabloids. Yes, they did. Hell no. Even if their marriage doesn't work out in the end, he did the right thing. He has to protect his wife that he chose and his son. Yeah, honestly, no. But like, even if she's an arrogant person separate from this, like, she was an actress before this, right? Like, she had entitlement because she was a famous person already. Like, I don't think because she is being victimized, she's necessarily a good person. Like, you can be victimized and have done bad things. I don't think she's a saint, but I don't think that the institution of the royal family needed to make their colors so visible. Like, they really showed their values, which is weird because they're not supposed to. They're supposed to be like we're supposed to believe that they're perfect, and they showed so much in this marriage and first child, like how imperfect the system is. And yes, everyone knows the system's imperfect. It's just weird. I don't know, that I don't know. I like the drama of it because I like the idea that she's shaking up things that have been in place for a long time that don't matter in real life. Like, they really don't. Most of the things about the royal family don't matter. They just don't. And the people who think they do have culture things about it, not reality. In reality, the queen is not an important human being. Yes, she has been around for a lot of things, but she's just a person. You know what I mean? She just needs a huge wooden spoon. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. At all. But what I do know is that regardless of if Meghan Markle's a good person or not, it doesn't make it okay the way that the tabloids and that the royal family treated her. Because they weren't treating her that way because she was arrogant. They treated her that way because they didn't like other things about her physical appearance. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like they didn't like her. They didn't like the stress of bringing a different American, divorced, mixed race woman. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do with all those variables? She's on so many lists. She's a woman, which is already a problem on International Women's Day. Well, my European grandparents used to beat me with a wooden spoon when I was bad as a kid, so Helen is cancelled. Very good. Also, I don't know what that means. Like, is that, oh, stirring the pot? Is she stirring the pot? I don't know, man. I just look at it like, I don't think the royal family was really ready for someone from this century to join their family. You know? I don't know. I think the tabloids pit that family against each other, and they can really damage real relationships by doing that. Like, do you think Harry and William are still in the same level of friendship they were before Harry got married? Don't know. Caroline, holy Christ, not the Norwegians. What did the Norwegians say? When I hear about this royalty drama, I'm really grateful for the Polish nobility is lost to time. If people in power already feel superior to others, it would be horrible to deal with this in this political climate. Carolyn, and wow, Melanie, that is horrid, but that wasn't what I mean. I mean, I think she is stirring it. Her being here defending them is proof about how effed this whole thing is. Yeah, I don't know. The bits that I saw made me want to watch the whole thing, but also it made me feel like, you know how, do you watch The Crown? Because if you watch The Crown, obviously it's not true, everything, but it does give you an idea of the feelings, blah, blah, blah. In England. Who raised the comments about white people? Stop it. Found it very sexy. What? Tamara? It's different in Europe, though, than it is in the US. So, she's from the US, so it's different. It's different. What didn't they say? Hold on. Yeah, I took the wooden spoon to mean she needed a beating, and I was shook. Okay, cool, good. I'm glad that's not what it meant. With respect, most of what we've heard is Meghan's side of the story. We haven't heard much directly from the royals. Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel like she's obviously wasn't born royal, so the idea of her doing like interviews and stuff isn't like against the rules the way it is for the others. Like, that's not something that they did, all the others and stuff. Fine. I don't know. To me, it just seems like if they had nothing to be ashamed of, it would be really easy to correct these issues, you know? If there was nothing shady going on, it would be really easy to correct the rumors, you know? And yes, I know, oh, they don't need to correct the rumors because they're royal or whatever, but I don't know, if it's about racism, it's probably worth correcting, probably worth putting a little energy in, especially in today's climate, and with her being American, dealing with the racism in America. Like, I don't know, I feel like it would have been worthwhile if it's all just internal drama and we're only getting one side of the story. It would have been really easy for them to fix it, you know? She spoke highly of the Queen, but I haven't watched it all. I haven't watched any of it except what was on Twitter, so maybe I will after this. The monarchy is a reptilian cult. Man, do you think that in truth, in reality, in real truth, in her heart of hearts, the Queen really does believe she was chosen by God? Because that's like the whole thing, right? I don't know anyone who's racist. Tamara, 100% fact. You definitely know somebody who's racist. There are just way too many racist people for you to know literally 0 people who are racist. I would love to say I know no racists, but that's just not true. There's too much racism to... It would be a beautiful world if I could say that I didn't know anybody who was racist. Wow, I wish I lived in that world. If you don't know anyone who's racist, I would love to live in that world. But in reality, probably people that you know are, unfortunately. I'm sick of racist comms, 100%. I do not have anyone in my family or friends. I mean, okay. I have a hard time with the British royals. I saw something on TikTok about Charles and Camilla making fun of Inuit throat singing, and it just didn't sit right with me. Okay. I don't want to say the sentence I'm about to say because it's going to come out sassy. To be the devil's advocate, if you've never heard throat singing, it is a bizarre sound. I've heard throat singing for a long time because I'm in Canada. Bye, Nikki. Have a good rest of your day. You have a blessed day as well. But throat singing does sound weird. Once you know what's going on, then you can go, okay, that's an art form. It's beautiful in its own right. But if you've never heard it before, which they had not, and wasn't that in Ottawa? Alex, you and I were there that day. Remember when Charles and Camilla came for Canada Day, and they were doing a whole bunch of a band called Red played. It's a native Canadian group.
I vaguely remember.
It's called a band called Red, right? Or a tribe called Red. Sorry, a tribe called Red played. It might be, but Laura, come on, just smile and nod. That's not part of their protocol. No, they totally muffed it up. Yes, they should have been respectful. But if you didn't know what was coming and the first thing you heard is throat singing, thank you so much for the tea, baby. You might go, what's going on? Yes, throat singing is totally fascinating. And once you understand what's going on, if you watch a couple of videos, sure, maybe they should have been more prepared. I'm just saying, I don't think they were trying to be rude or mean. I think they were just idiots in that scenario. Totally dumb, but also really funny to watch them fumble. And then, when Alex and I saw that, we were there, in the actual Ottawa crowd on that day, but when we saw the TV thing of it later, it was funny to watch them react so that you could just be like, ooh, you're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get in a bunch of trouble. You guys are not gonna be okay. Yeah, that's true. But the girl talking about it sounded so incredibly hurt. It just broke my heart. Yeah, so again, it's not right, but I don't know. I don't think that they were trying to be evil, and I don't think they really understood the gravity of throat singing. When you hear throat singing, you don't necessarily know what it is culturally to those people, right? Luckily for me, I lived in Ottawa, where there was a very good-sized group of Indigenous people, and also there was a lot of good energy for Indigenous things. In every graduation, they would say, we're on this tribe's ground right now. I felt like Ottawa felt respectful towards Indigenous stuff when I was there, so I learned about that stuff fairly early in my life, so I don't know. Throat singing to me is I can hear it as a Canadian thing. Not a Canadian thing I can participate in, but a Canadian thing I can respect. Anyway, I think throat singing is so interesting. It is definitely interesting, and I don't understand it, but it is interesting. The idea is that you're making 2 different sounds with 2 parts of your throat, and there's 2 people, and it's like a back and forth type style singing, and you shouldn't be able to understand who is singing which part. Calling it throat singing makes it sound like it's gonna have notes. It's not like singing. It's more of it's like a meditation sort of sound. It's not like a song. It's like Inuit jazz, because you kind of make it up as you go along. Anyway. I didn't know Indigenous people in Canada did throat singing. I thought it was a Mongolian region. Oh no, Indigenous people in Canada do it. The Inuit are here. In the north! My phone just pushed a TikTok notification. Was it for indigenous throat singing? There's a recorder composer that does music where you sort of sing and flute in the same time that you play. So cool. So like musical instrument throat singing. I mean, they unintentionally benefited off pushing the normalization of ostracizing indigenous traditions. That was a lot of large words. They unintentionally benefited off of pushing the normalization of ostracizing indigenous traditions. Are you in university, Vicky? Are you writing an essay that has a word count? Because that's a lot. Tamara, hold on. She's talking to me, Scrappy, because I said you definitely know racist people, and I'll stick to that. Tamara, I'm hopeful that you are the one that's correct and that you don't know any racist people, but literally everybody knows racist people. So we don't throw out the criminals who run us. We lost our vote. Congress voted in no votes, even unanimous. Our votes no longer count. Whose votes? Whose votes no longer count? Because I'm pretty sure Georgia just made it so that black people have a harder time voting. Like, churches can't bus in people anymore in Georgia for voting, and you need to have like pre-approved voting stuff. They're saying it's for voter fraud, but it's, I don't know what, like, black and indigenous people of color are 100% targeted. I don't know what to say. Tamara, again, I hope people in your life aren't racist, but 100% chance, there's 100% chance that, there's 100% chance that at least somebody you know is racist, just because people don't even, I get a little angsty. I don't mean to be angsty, but there are a lot of racist people in the world. We do not know anyone who's racist because we check them. The United States citizens, if we vote unanimously, the Congress has the final say. You can get a ride to the voting center. No, you can't. There's something like you can't feed people. I didn't read it. I read the highlights of it, but something to do with like you can't get rides from the church if you're feeding people, or there's like some rules that make it, it's pretending that it's making voting safer, but really it's like targeting minorities. It's targeting specific groups, you know? I've seen them. Okay, good. I don't keep them in my life. Good, Tamara. I'm glad you don't keep them in your life. I sure hope not. But yeah, people can be racist without showing it. Not even the government has eyes everywhere. Yeah. It's vote suppression. But if corruption is ignored, it won't go away. Yes, it's our job to educate people. Our ancestors were pieces of poop. True. It isn't us, I hope. But it is our responsibility. True. We have the privilege to ignore it if we choose. Please do not make this choice. Ba-da-ba! Anyway, the world is on fire. Try to make good choices. Be nice to all people. Respect all people. Defend all people. Throat singing is cool. And vote when you can, please. That'd be great. Because voting's important. And if it's really hard to vote, help somebody else vote. Don't ignore it. Take a stand, even if it's uncomfortable. / even when it's uncomfortable, not if. How often can you stand up to anyone for anything without it being uncomfortable? It's literally always uncomfortable. Confrontation is uncomfortable. But you gotta do it. Anyway, I don't want people to hate me, but I also just want to be able to talk and chat and share my opinions and thoughts and feelings. So if you don't like my opinions, thoughts, or feelings, I am not trying to directly attack you. I'm just sharing my thoughts. And you're very welcome to reboot. No, they voted in as a law now that even if the Americans all voted unanimously, Congress now has full and total authority to overturn that vote and do what they prefer, even as president elections. That's stressful. There's a good book to read. One person, no vote. Okay. Oh, did I tell you I got a book? I didn't, but I do have a new book to read. A physical paper copy book. It's called Moon Chosen. Moon Chosen. It's got a picture of a wolf on the front. I haven't read it yet, and I don't know what it's about. But my mom got it from somebody around Christmas time for a gift, and she was like, you might like it. People just give my mom books because they know she likes books. Girl, I sent you a list of books. Yes, yes, yes. I have lists of books to read. I do have a physical book right now. They voted that in 5 nights ago, but no one is on the news broadcasting. That's stressful. I like being Swedish. Yes, I like being Canadian. Just like being colorblind isn't a good thing. Right, no, you're taking away the pain these people felt on a daily basis like it never existed. Yeah, no, colorblind, I get that now. It isn't, because that's like pretending it didn't happen, and it all did happen. So yes, not colorblind. Obviously, I am not knowledgeable in everything. Like, don't listen to me for like facts. I'm just saying, I'm trying to be on the right team. Yes, I have a friend who came from Switzerland and said they quarantined in November. Switzerland. Where the Alps are, right? I went to Switzerland once. I went to Friedrichshafen, Germany, and then whatever Swedish, Switzerlandish, Swiss, whatever, I hate being Polish, nice. Whatever Swiss town was attached to Friedrichshafen, Germany, I went to that Swiss town. The border for that Swiss town was a dotted line on the road. Very cool. Well, Sweden didn't get that memo. I mean, all of the same problems that are in the States are here in Canada, but for some reason, I still have, like, hope. I've done so much research because I was raised by racists and do not want to be like them. Well done, Melanie. I was quite lucky to not be raised by racists. My mom and dad are very liberal, and they always have been, and they've always, like, my parents are the, like, my dad would never even tell us who he voted for. I know that's not telling you that he's liberal, but, like, he's very, like, he's very invested in the election process, like, not emotionally invested, just, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, he would never tell us who he was voting for. He would tell us the platforms of the different parties. Even though, like, 18-year-old Laura, come on. Oh. Frida, but yeah, okay, well, there we go. We're slowly descending into a right-wing church-controlled state. Very good. They were appalled, not letting... Oh gosh, okay. Correction quickly slipping into. Hold on, we are slowly descending. Correction quickly slipping into. That's stressful. I don't know, I think after Trump, I don't think Canada is going to let any conservative government happen for a bit. I think we're safely liberal for a while now. I think Trump scared a lot of Canadians. I mean, I know it scared me. So I think that we'll probably be liberal. Although, that being said, a lot of people really hate our leader right now. And by a lot of people, I mean, like, Twitter. I don't know what actual people think. Can
I shower?
It's 4 in the afternoon!
Yeah?
Yeah, you can. I didn't know it was so late already.
What do you mean?
Melanie. Harper is, not... Is he still even alive? He looks like a
Harper,
demon person. Remember when he was the leader and we were like, is he gonna die? He looks like he doesn't have any blood. That's what it looks like. He looks like he has an absence of blood. Vicky, can we talk more about plants and not politics? Love you guys. Yes, definitely we can. One thing we can talk about is that I might have to sacrifice my Monstera deliciosa. Also, for those of you that are not interested in talking about politics, you should click the like button now because I'm switching topics. So that should be your indication that you should click the like button. Dead to me. Dead to a lot of people. Are you shocked that Alex wanted to shower or it's so late? I was shocked that it's so late. Alex woke up late for work today, so he didn't shower in the morning. And he meant, can I shower so that the sound, whenever he asks to do anything during a stream, he's not literally asking my permission, he's asking if it will affect the stream. So yes, I didn't realize it was after work. When he said, can I shower, I was like, what time is it? Aren't you working? But he finishes work at 3 o'clock and it's already 4:15. Be kind, stop any comments no matter where you go. Absolutely. Defend humanity. Absolutely. Everyone is worth defending against cruel, sick, broken-brained people. Hateful people need to be put in their place. Period! Agreed. I made a cutting of my dad's Monstera deliciosa after killing my Addisonii. I'm sorry you killed your Addisonii. I, too, had to kill my... Well, I didn't kill it. I had to take cuttings of my Addisonii because it's, it got thrips. This Monstera also has thrips. And thrips are a leaf mining insect, which means that even though I get rid of them, the next time I check the plant, they're back because they were inside the leaf hiding while I was getting rid of the ones that weren't hiding. So I'm going to take a bunch of cuttings, soak the cuttings in like peroxide water overnight, and then I'm going to try and root the cuttings and start a new plant, which is sad. Ola doesn't finish until 7. Alex does 7 to 3. That's Alex's day. Instead of 9 to 5, he does 7 to 3. That way his day's done a lot earlier, and it's like we get a whole day together after. What do thrips look like? Let me see if I can find one. Helen, they're very little. They're black. When they're adult bugs, they're black. Hey there, Emily. I tried to send you a picture on your mail, but I don't think it worked. Have you a mail I can send it to? Yes, I do have a mail. And hello, Emily. Nice to see you from Denmark. Welcome. Did you really? You made the Toronto streetwear pullover. Well, if you have Instagram, I'm at lastminutelaura_official. Alternatively, you can email lastminutelaura.ca@gmail.com. Alternatively, you can post it on Last Minute Laura on Facebook. But I would love to see your Toronto sweater. If you need a literal like mailing address, it's listed in the description below. I'll put the last little stem of the Addisonii with my pothos in hopes part of it might come back, but I'm not keeping my hopes up. Definitely put it in with pothos. That'll give you a better chance. Pothos roots so easily. I'm just seeing if I can find a thrip. A thrips. Thrips is the plural and the singular for this type of bug. 1 thrips, 3 thrips, 47 thrips. Usually it's just like 1 or 2 are on there at a time, but they mess up the leaves and all of the young leaves come out broken and sad, which is sad. I just cleaned them all off yesterday, so there's a chance that none of them are out yet. Oh wait, here's one. Come on. This, oh God. It's the tiniest little black bug. Can you see it? That's a thrips. See how they jump around? That's the thrips. And they are super easy to kill, literally dead, but unfortunately, they're so small that they're hard to see. Oh, bye, Rosalie, going to bed. See you on Monday. I'll see you on Saturday. Come on Saturday, Rosalie. There will be baby chickens to see. Yeah, Helen, they're very small. And when they're not full grown, like that was an adult one, the young ones are translucent, so you can't even see the young ones. You can see them if you angle it so that the sunlight is like hitting the leaf, then you can see the young ones. But if it's not angled perfectly, then you end up with not visuals. And then if you miss it for a day, they're adults and then they destroy your plants. Yeah, we love everyone, that's true. We don't love all people, but it's nice with a little, well, we don't love all people, but it's nice with a little Scandinavian group. Yeah, we love everyone. Love for everyone, indeed. I love all you guys. I can't wait to show you the baby birds. Definitely come back on Saturday. Saturday at 1 p.m. there are going to be some baby chicks for you to see. And if there's not baby chicks, there's going to be hatching eggs, like they're going to be hatching. So definitely come around for that. That'll be a lot of fun. Canadians also love Scandinavians. And everyone, to be honest. Yeah, Canadians, honestly, who don't Canadians like? I can't think of a group that we would be like actively. The only group I can think of that there's ever a time when you go like, oh no, I'm not, it's just Americans. Not because we don't like Americans, just like if people are like, are you from the US? It's like a very quick thing to correct. No, I'm from Canada. But it's not Americans that we don't like. It's that we really like being Canadian. Y'all, I love talking to you every Monday and Saturday. This has definitely helped me with my mental health. Same, Mary Grace. Literally started doing it for our mental health, doing it more often so that we would have people to talk to. So, agreed. We even like Americans. Well, yeah, we like Americans, but I mean, like, when you're traveling, well, who's traveling? When people who were Canadian used to travel, if someone said, like, oh, are you American? It's like a very quick correct. I am Canadian. But true, we do like everybody. Everybody can come here. All of you Americans can come to Canada. And guess what? I can go to America again. Because there's a new president, so I'm allowed to travel. Well, not literally because there's a pandemic, but I mean, like, in my heart, I'm allowed to. I don't know what 1 p.m. in Denmark is, but I'll try to make it. 1 p.m. Eastern is our time zone. Even the places we don't like. Cuba, their people are nice. Oh, of course. Location does not dictate the people, right? Yeah, the ruler does not dictate the people. Mary Grace, me too. Me too, me too. Caroline, it's 1900. Thank you very much, Frida. Can we just all talk about how much I've knitted? This was only this long when we started today. I know it took me 5 hours to make a rectangle, but that's okay. Whoops, there was me asking about thrips. I forgot to tell you my son to go to bed. He's had an extra 20 minutes. Well, hopefully he was using his 20 minutes to read a book. I don't know if that's a thing he would do, but at least then you could be like, I gave him extra time to read. My cousin texted me a quick, I love you and missed you, and literally wanted to cry. She's like my little sister and I missed the heck out of her. I do that to my friends every couple of weeks. Just text them, I'm alive, I missed you, I love you. Just, we can't hang out, but I still care about you. I hope he was on his VR set. Nope, he was on his VR set. Oh no! Well, then hopefully he was socializing with kids his own age, because that seems to be like the worst thing ever right now for Gen Z. Such a bummer. They're losing out on so much time. Like, for me, losing out on this year, I didn't lose anything. I work from home. The only thing I lost was like mental health. I didn't really lose, like, I didn't lose friendships or anything. Like, school isn't part of my life anymore. I can't even imagine being like 13 right now. Stuck at home, can't make new friends, can't hang out with the only friends you have, gotta deal with internet folk. Your knitting looks awesome. Thank you very much, Rebecca. I'm trying really hard. I'm doing my best. My mom and dad and sister have a group chat. Yeah, we have a group chat for the girls, the siblings, my little sister and my older sister and I. We have a group chat. Pretty much it's just my other two sisters sending TikToks to us. I don't really send TikToks because I don't go on it, but they send TikToks back and forth there. We also have an Instagram group chat where we send memes. Pretty much memes are our way of being like, I'm still alive, here is a meme. Can you believe it's been a year on Saturday that we went into lockdown? I can't. I really didn't think it would be anywhere near this long when it started. I was like, oh, this will be a fun little vacation. Like when we went on lockdown, I was still in the frame of mind of this'll be fun. It'll be fun that everyone can't go out. We'll see our family in a way that it'll be nice. Incorrect, Laura. You were so incorrect. Very misguided thought process. It's gonna be a fun little lockdown. No, it's not. It's gonna be a year. You're gonna nearly go crazy. Everyone you love is gonna nearly go crazy. You're gonna worry about everyone's health and safety all the freaking time. Jeez. My brother and his buddies are planning on driving up to Maine and camping out together for 3 weeks. They're graduating high school soon. That'll be fun. Driving out to Maine, fun. I went nuts. Not going to work and socializing was rough. Yeah, for me, that part didn't even come into being a problem until, like, I'm gonna say the last 8 weeks of the most recent last 8 weeks is when I started being like, I would really like to start socializing again. Up until then, that wasn't even really a big deal for me, because I was happily talking to you guys, and I'm not a super go out and socialize kind of person anymore. So it was okay. But lately though, literally having a conversation with the cashier at the grocery store because I just needed to talk to a stranger for a minute. That's real life now. Sad news. Today is the 1-year anniversary of my cat Harry passing. I'm sorry. I'm happy he isn't in pain anymore. Yeah, me too. My family also just heard that my great aunt passed last night. Oh, I'm sorry. Mary Grace, that's awful. I'm sorry. A year though, huh? But you can still remember him, which is kind of magical if you think about it. He's been gone a year, but you can remember him like he was sitting on your lap yesterday, you know? Alex and I were having that talk yesterday. I miss CJ so much. I miss him. He was so nice. He was such a nice kitty. And he's such a good boy. I just wish we could have had him forever. I miss him so much. I miss just hanging out with him. I miss just knowing he was cuddling with Thunder. Like, even when we weren't specifically hanging out with each other, I loved knowing he was here. Rebecca, the same thing just happened to my mother-in-law. I'm sorry, you guys. Rebecca, what did Rebecca say that I missed? Also, I'm not sure, Dad hasn't messaged since this morning. Lori, hi Lori. Excuse me. Rebecca, my stepmom who just got over is having a pacemaker put in. She had a heart attack yesterday. Oh my goodness. You'll have the memories of him forever though, and he is there. The worst part for me is not going outside and also not being able to go to therapy. Michelina says I needed it before, but now I definitely need it. Yeah, therapy. That's something I missed since these lockdowns. Totally. I genuinely miss going into therapy and sitting down with my therapist and chatting for 2 hours. Our therapy was 2 hours. 2 hours, and I was going like once a month or once every other month. I did 2 phone call therapies in the last year. Other than that, I haven't gone to therapy. Like I really would like to, but it's not the same over the phone. I literally need to be sitting in the room looking at the person. So that's a bummer. Oh gosh, I've been going throughout. It only stopped for a month because it's down the street. Yeah, I feel like I would really like to keep having access to my therapist, but they don't do it. Sorry for the somber mood. Didn't mean to make the conversation turn in this direction. I mean, Mary Grace, we were already like getting into the heated conversations about politics. I think you're fine. These conversations can go anywhere. Both your daughters got vaccines. That's awesome, Lori. Alex's mom has had both of her vaccines. I think Alex's sister will be getting hers soon. They both work in the medical field. I don't know if Alex's grandma has gotten hers. I don't know if my grandpa has gotten his. I really don't know. My parents are not like on the list as far as I know yet. This is less somber than politics. I mean, politics it gets so dark so fast, doesn't it? Mary Grace, it just happens. Don't apologize. We all feel your pain. Heck yeah. Being sad and mentioning sad things, more than welcome here. Hey there, Candies. It's been such a fabulous chat today. By the way, yo. Been here for a while, just enjoying the convo. Didn't want to interrupt. Well, I'm glad you're here, Candies. And I kind of knew you were here. I don't know how I knew, but I knew. So, I knew you were here. Don't forget to come, you guys, on Saturday. For real, you have to come to the live stream on Saturday. Book it, bookmark it, put a little earmark, put a post-it note. There's gonna be baby chickens. I don't know how I can communicate this to you effectively enough. There are going to be baby chicks, little beep, 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 baby chicks on Saturday. So, just a reminder, put a little marker in your calendar, 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. You better be here because there's going to be some baby chickens and you're going to need to see them. I will need a reminder. Well, then I will give you one. I will post on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and Discord. I will post, first of all, I will post on all of those places when we get our first crack in our first egg, but also I will be here on Saturday showing them off to you. I really like these long chats. Adult conversation is nice. Isn't it though? I know, and just being able to talk about whatever comes up, I know. Sometimes it's nice to have like a plan ahead of time of chats that we're gonna do, but I kind of like just having it go naturally and like whatever you guys bring up, if it clicks and we want to talk about it, we keep going. If it is annoying to some people, we can change it. You know, I don't know. It's kind of like hanging out with a group of friends at a house. Except it's nicer because it's like more calm. I don't know. Talking to a bunch of people in a room like at a party is overwhelming for me. It's just too much noise and light and people. But like this, we can all talk without being like, it's not loud, which I appreciate because it's really hard for me to modulate my own voice when I'm in a loud room. You needed those double question marks, Lori, because it is a crazy world. I am indeed knitting. Not only am I knitting, Lori, I'm knitting continental. I'm knitting like a real live knitter. I'm knitting, Frida taught me how to knit, and now I'm knitting. So, yeah, not only am I knitting, I'm knitting continental. Like how actually knitting knitters knit. I'm a knitter now. I'm not. That's how I knit because I couldn't learn the other way. I knit the other way. This is harder, but it's not harder. It's just differenter. I take Shadow to see the vet on Saturday mornings, but I'll check in after if I can. I want to see chicks. Sounds good. It's so nice. Thanks. I did. Yes, you did. Okay, let me show you the knitting that I've done. Here's my... On my circular needles, like a real live grown-up. Look at that. Check out that. That right there is a square if I ever saw one. Look at those stitches. They're okay. I'm doing okay. I don't know what it'll be. Right now it's just a square. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate your compliments on my knitting because it's hard. Thank you. Thank you. Very even thank you. It's so hard. I just had a little mini panic attack inside because my ring is missing. It's in the bathroom because I took a shower. I made my first by myself knitted sweater. Easiest pattern ever. Cool. How'd you do it? Like, is it 4 squares, like sewn together? I'm chronically ill but young, so I will wait forever. In Poland, they only vaccinate seniors or essential workers. Yeah, add a couple of rows of pearls. But I don't remember how to do a pearl. And what will that change about this? If I do pearls now, won't that change what it looks like? Won't that make it look different? Yes, front, back, 2 sleeves stitched together. Yes, front, back, and 2 sleeves stitched together. Cool. Yeah, my mom, who by choice got hers today. Kind of annoying. It's people who will pass it on more, I guess. I mean, yeah. I would really like my parents to be vaccinated. That would be really nice because I worry about them the most because they're not old, but I mean they're older and they're like, I just don't want to risk. I don't like seeing them because I don't want to risk being the one that got them sick. And like, I don't even go out and I have that anxiety. I can't even imagine if I was also like working out in the world, I wouldn't see them. I really wouldn't. But I see my mom and dad maybe once every 2 weeks now. I'm going to see my mom tomorrow to do some seed starting stuff. But yeah, I would like to go over there and not worry about killing my parents. Literally would be a nice thing. You will get all smooth. I hope so. I remember knitting squares at school years ago and then we made a teddy out of them. Oh, cool! Melanie, sorry, your mom. Yeah, I don't know how to respond to it. I'm sorry that I just sort of glossed over it, Melanie. It's because I don't have coping and I'm not good at social things. So sorry, I don't know how to respond properly. But yes, I also feel that way. My grandparents, who actually raised me, are 80 and I miss just going over there without anxiety. Yeah, that would be nice to just be able to see. Yeah, I have a family member in hospital right now who I can't visit because they're only allowed to get 1 visitor. And I can't visit. And even if I could visit, I wouldn't want to because I don't want to make them sick. But they're in hospital and stuck in hospital. I haven't talked about it because it's like, it's stressful. And maybe eventually I'll talk about it. But right now my family is dealing with like it's not a great time. Thanks, Laura. I had a lot of really great influences growing up, so it didn't bother me much in a direct way. Good. My father will get the vaccine in a few months. That's good, because he's a public official. Well, I hope that everybody can just get vaccinated soon. That'd be great. I would also like to be vaccinated. Alex might not even be able to because of his the meds he's on. It might not be safe for him. Most of my family are doctors, nurses, or teachers, so most of us are vaccinated. Awesome. Mary Grace, I quit my job because my father was a complete wreck. Thought I was going to infect them all, and my boss wanted me to work through my COVID scare. Ugh. I didn't have it, but still. Yeah, no. I'm sorry you had to quit your job for it. But also, it's such a weird time in our lives. It seems so weird how some workplaces totally don't respect the fact that it's literally a life-threatening disease. And then other companies, like Alex is working for the federal government, and it was like the week of lockdown, they were like, oh, everybody can just work from home forever now if you want. Like, it was no big deal. Imagine if everybody was done by June. I mean, Canada won't. We won't be done until way later. Apparently, we're doing really bad at getting the vaccine out to everyone. So I think that you guys will be closing your borders to us, which is so funny because Canada's had its borders closed for a long time, and now you guys are going to be like, you guys can't come in, you're dangerous. Bye, Helen. Thanks for the nice chat. Oh, bye, Helen. Have to go. Things to start before bed. See you on Saturday. Good night. Have a good rest of your day. And I'm always stressed when I visit him because he has to visit people's houses. Yeah, well, that's another problem with a bunch of my friends. A bunch of my friends. I have like 4 friends. For the people that I see IRL, I haven't seen my actual friends ever because I'm scared to see them because they work in real life still. I was getting so stressed out that I myself have heart arrhythmia and had to go on medical leave. Quit immediately when I came back to work and people were mad because I was, could have been really good with having access to the vaccine. Yeah, here, not yet. I don't even know if anyone here has it yet. I don't hear about it. The only time I hear about what's going on with our vaccine is whenever we go into our car for a drive. We listen to the news talk radio and we hear updates. Also, occasionally in the morning, Alex will put on CBC, which is our Canadian broadcasting, it's our radio, and we'll hear the case numbers and whatnot, which is stressful. But for the most part, I don't really engage with it right now because I'm not getting my vaccine anytime soon, and all it does is make me feel stressed. So since it's not making a difference, I'm not going out, regardless of what they say. I'm not going out socializing. If they say we're allowed, I'm still not right now. So yeah, I don't know. The world's on fire. We all know this. Hey there, Canadians are getting vaccines, currently mainly healthcare workers, people over 80, and Indigenous populations. Good. Thank you for that heads up. Nobody that is in my direct circle has been vaccinated except for my mother-in-law. Also, people experiencing homelessness. Yes, people experiencing homelessness also. I knew that in Toronto they were trying to incentivize people experiencing homelessness to go to the vaccination station. I'm sorry, I'm so ranty today. That's okay. The whole situation makes me so angry. I miss having a job. Yeah, well, don't be sorry about being ranty. This is like rant central. It's plants, animals, it's plants and rants. It's the chaos alchemist, plants and rants. Come here to look at plants, talk about animals, and hear rants about social services and other such things, because they'll pass it on super quick and start an outbreak. Right. Rant away, we don't mind. That's what we're here for. Our site was crashing, but it's all nice and smooth now. Good. They should have hired Alex. He would have made them a site that wouldn't even crash. Alex is building the site for the census. The census next year here. He's literally building it. So, Canadians, when you get your census and you're answering your census, if it falters, just email Alex and be like, why is this happening? It's funny, he's got like a group of like 5 people and they're building the whole Canadian census. It's fine. Our site is just terrible. All of our government sites are terrible. Like, I don't know how anyone would ever get I don't know how people in Canada can get welfare. I don't know how people in Canada can get any form of government aid. I don't know how people in Canada get in contact with the government. Anytime I've needed to do any government or university things, it's like obscenely difficult, and you have to go through like a million, like the phone number that's supposed to work never works. Why? Found a purling tutorial for you in Discord. Thank you, Frida, for posting it in Discord. I will check it out after the stream to see if it's something that I am willing to give a shot in this project. I might just do this stitch though. For this project, I might just practice this stitch until I'm really fast at it and then add a new stitch in. I'm ranty and frustrated today too. You know what? I'm like energized today. I'm more like manic than I am frustrated. Like, I'm down to rant, but I'm not in a bad mood. Do you know what I mean? I feel like a rant has like a negative connotation. I have a rant energy, but no negative energy. Does that make sense? For me, that feels more like manic. Scrabby, can I just tell you, please? I love that spring is basically here. Daylight savings start next week. Does it really? Wait, daylight savings, spring forward. Does that mean we have to wake up earlier, or does that mean we get to sleep in? If we spring forward, then when we think it's 9 o'clock, it's actually going to be 10 o'clock. So that means we lose an hour of sleep. Honestly, I've been ranting and frustrated for a while now. For what, like a year? About a year? Is that it? Bruh, does it? Yeah, I'm not emotionally prepared to wake up earlier, but I am emotionally prepared for the sun to go down at like 8 p.m. again. Because the sun doesn't even go down now until 6. So if we get another hour, that means it's going to be like 7 o'clock that the sun is going to be up. And the sun at the longest time of year goes down at like 9, which means We are only 2 hours away from the best time of year. Does that make sense? That was fine. That made sense. We lose an hour of sleep the day we switch. Well, good thing the day we switch is overnight on the weekend, right? It's like Sunday night or Saturday night. Yes, down with daylight savings. It will be daylight till 8-ish. Oh, I'm so ready. For us, it'll be daylight till 7 or 7:15. The chickens aren't getting put away until 6 p.m. now, so now they're going to be getting put away at 7 p.m. They go out at 8 a.m. and they go in at 6 p.m. But now they're going to be going out still at 8 because now it'll be 7, but like it's almost time for them to be going out earlier anyway. So now they're going to come out in the morning at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock because that'll be 7 o'clock. And then they'll go into the coop at 7. So they'll be getting 12 hours outside again, which is awesome because they would really like to be out for 12 hours. I'm on the West Coast, so it's about 7:50. I don't know what it is here actually, but I think it's like 6 o'clock right now, which will be 7 o'clock. Working in the round is great. If you crochet regular project, or if you knit circular projects, cowls, sweaters, socks, mitts, you can get stockinette fabric without purling at all. Ooh, because you're going around. True. But first I just have to get better at doing this yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through. I just have to get better at the motion. I just need my hands to get faster at the motion. Once my hands are comfortable doing this motion, I'm sure I'll pick up other stitches quickly. It's just like crochet. Once you know the basics, I think you can pick up more. I say it's just like crochet as someone who literally doesn't know how to knit. I think right now it's 6:30. I don't think it's that late here yet. I think it's just like 6 o'clock here. I'm doing a top-down raglan sweater. Ooh, exciting. I'd love to see that when you're finished. I'd actually love to see progress through it, Lori. If you're willing to share what it's looking like as you go through it, I'd love to see, because I find them very fascinating. I just have never done it. A top-down sweater. I've never done a bottom-up either. I've only done my flat versions. Sunset today is 5:47 p.m. And where are you again, Mary Grace? Are you in New Brunswick? You said the kids are going to Maine, so you're on the East Coast anyway, right? Melanie in, oh wait, Melanie's in New Brunswick. Where's Mary Grace? 5:45 and still light. Oh, beautiful. Mary Grace, Massachusetts, very good. I will put a pic on Discord. Awesome, thank you, Lori. For those of you that came in later and didn't hear me tell you about Discord already, sorry if you did and you're like, come on, calm down, Laura. But if you didn't, Discord's like a chat room where you can post photos of stuff that you're working on, you can ask questions, you can hang out with me and all of the people who are here in the chat right now. For the most part, a lot of us are in the Discord. So if you join Patreon for $2 a month, you get access to that Discord link, so you can join that chat room, but you also get all of my bullet journal patterns. So if you like bullet journal spreads of patterns that I make on my channel, join the Patreon for $2 and you get those two things. Rebecca says, stepmom out of surgery and is well, home tomorrow. Wow, that's a fast surgery recovery time for something that goes on your heart. Well done to her. She must have been operated on like a champ. I don't know how to make that sound smart, but good. I'm glad that she's okay. I joined today. Awesome. That's great, Melanie. Thank you. I'm glad you joined. Michelina, it feels very cathartic. Making a winter pagan goddess puppet, setting it on fire and throwing it into the river. That does feel cathartic. Making something, lighting it on fire and throwing it into a river. I like it. My mother-in-law is in skilled nurses rehab until her pacemaker wires settle. Well, I'm glad that she is in care anyway. I'm sorry that she had to go through that. Both of you. Yikes. Lori, Mary Grace, I did already ask you what part of Massachusetts. I live in Worcestershire. Hold on. Am I up to date? Good, I'm up. I don't know what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, join Patreon and Discord. I think that's the last thing I was talking about. I have to film all morning tomorrow. I'm going to film putting together the triangle poncho shawl thing. Worcester, very good, thank you. Yeah, it's been an interesting 2 weeks. Yeah. Michelina, we do similar thing on the summer solstice, make a giant fire and throw puppet witches on it. Interesting. Usually the children get to do it, but I really want to make a mini one from paper myself. That's fun. I'm definitely doing one more casting today. That's cool. What are you gonna do? Acorn, right? Acorn top. I made this ring once, Frida. This might be a super cool idea for you if you're looking for a suggestion for jewelry. I know that you're not, and I know that, like, as someone who's an artsy person, when people are like, you should do this, it makes me go like, I'm not gonna do this unless I've asked for help. So take this with a grain of salt or don't take it at all, but here's my idea. If you do an acorn hat, right, then you can polish out the middle of the acorn hat and put 3 little pearls in it, and then it's a bird's nest with eggs, but it's also an acorn hat. I've done that with like a legitimate acorn hat and like glued beads into the acorn hat, and it made like a little bird's nest. You could do one out of silver though, and that would be way cuter. I'm always looking for suggestions. There you go. There's my suggestion. I don't know about the Polish tradition though, sounds so interesting. Cute. I think it is cute. I have this idea that I want to do with my sisters, because we are 3 sisters, and I want to do something with like 3 peas in the pod with silver and pearls one day. Laura, I'm about an hour and a half from Salem. Ooh, cool. Is it officially spring already? Not until the 21st, March 21st, or April 21st? March 21st, April 20th. It's either March or April 21st is spring, right? March 20th. Thank you very much. Well, it's in my head, it's March 21st, June 21st, September 21st, and December 21st. Those are the numbers that I remember. My friend and her sisters are getting 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3. Well, we were going to do that as siblings. We were going to do 1 fish because there's 4 of us. So we were going to do 1 fish on my brother, 2 fish on my sister, red fish on me, blue fish on my little sister. We didn't end up doing that, and then we were like, oh, then we'll do peas in a pod, 4 peas in a pod, and then I was like, ooh, or we could just do 4 circles, and you black out the circle for which child you are. So I'm the 3rd child, so it would be like white circle, black circle. We pretty much have had this idea since we were all teenagers that we were going to get a siblings tattoo, and then we just all haven't done it as grown-ups yet. But yeah, I want to do that. G'day y'all, hello. Why fish? From 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish, because it was like a childhood book in our family, you know. And hey Jay, how's it going? G'day y'all, hello. Hope you're all strong and well, lovely to catch you. Live. First day of summer is June 20th. For me, it's June 21st, because it's the 21st is the solstice, so the 21st is the number that I always just go with. If it's the wrong number, now I know. Oh, bye, Alex. Bye, sweet people. I'm going to bed. I didn't say much, but I was listening most of the time. It was nice to have you. Thanks for the company. See you Saturday. Looking forward to seeing the little chicks. Yes, we are getting baby chickens on Saturday or on Thursday or on Friday. They're due between Thursday and Saturday. We're going to have up to 10 chicks hatching. Probably not 10, because I don't think all of them will survive, but up to 10. I'm just trying to wrap my head around the fact that a bunch of them could hatch and then die immediately after. If you didn't know that, freaking watch some YouTube videos. If you hatch 100 chickens, not all 100 are gonna live, which is heartbreaking. So hopefully we'll get 10 for 10, but who knows. Dr. Seuss, indeed. What is that? I've never heard of that book. It's a Dr. Seuss book. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. This fish has a little car. This fish has a little star. My, how many fish there are. And then they say, this fish is very, very glad. This fish is very, very mad. And this fish is very, very bad. It's just a Dr. Seuss book. Old fish, new fish, something fish, something fish. Isn't the 23rd of June the solstice? I thought it was the 21st. I thought it was always the 21st. I have no idea. Give me those peeper frogs. Oh yeah, give me some of them gray wood frogs. Give me some of that campfire energy. Give me that. Give me those farm fresh eggs every day. Dr. Seuss did not exist in Sweden in the 80s. Fair. Well, Dr. Seuss did exist in Canada in the 80s. Oh, come on. Sorry, I'm struggling with the last stitch of the row. Google says the solstice is the 20th this year. What? My kids love Go Dog Go. I like Hop on Pop, Green Eggs and Ham. Oh, The Places You'll Go. I don't know. I like a lot of the little Dr. Seussies. The June solstice is June 20th, longest day of the Northern Hemisphere. I thought it was the 21st. Why is the 21st in my head though? Then, where's that coming from? I'm asking you guys like you're gonna be like, oh, I know where it comes from, Laura. Here's the answer. Yes, 21st. Feeling good. I'm taking that one as fact because I believe. I had it memorized. Aww. Colors is my favorite. No clue. For some reason we celebrate the solstice on the 23rd. I feel like this year I'm gonna celebrate the solstice. I think I'm gonna do something for the earth, you know? She's been good to me. So maybe I'll give her a little something back. I don't know what yet, but something. Such a red flag for autism. The penguin that is not as all the others. A red flag for autism. I'm the penguin that's different from all the others. My little Alex. Alex, my little autistic penguin. It usually flip-flops between a few days every couple of years. I mean, that's fine. Makes sense to me. Colors are my favorite. Yeah, summer colors. Give me all the summer colors. Give me the rainbow. Give me a blue sky, a real blue sky, not a winter blue sky. Winter blue skies are cold and pale. I want some deep, bright, dark blue skies. I want big, dark thunderstorm rain clouds. Ugh, I miss thunderstorm rain clouds. You don't think you miss them. You don't think you could ever miss them. And then winter comes and all the clouds are the same shade of pale gray. And then summer comes back and the dark blue clouds where the lightning is like super bright against them. I love it. I love them. I just know because I'm a weirdo and remember all the odd dates. I just remember 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31 except for February, which has either 28 or 29. That's the poem as I remember it. I don't know what the actual ending of the poem is, but I know it goes 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31 except for February, which has 28 or 29. We have blue skies all the time. I do love a good blue sky. That being said, the best days are when it's actually cloudy in the summer for me, because then I don't have to wear as much sunscreen. And by as much, I mean I don't have to wear sunscreen if it's really cloudy. I miss sunshine at 10 a.m. I miss sunshine at 6 a.m. Bruh. A thunderstorm would slap right now. Literally, Mary Grace. I actually had a whole conversation with Alex last night about Generation Z, Gen Z, slang, like, would slap right now. And Alex was like, I could say that. And I was like, can you literally imagine yourself saying, wow, Laura, that lasagna hit different. Like, I'm too old. I've moved past the ability to use slang effectively. Alex was like, I still use slang. I say, like, it's lit. And I, like, giggled and was like, please make a TikTok that says that, because Alex, lit is old now. Lit is no longer lit. Now it's slaps, or hits different. That's when you need to, Laura. Yeah, you should wear it every day. I know that to be true, but when it's really cloudy and it's cool outside and I won't get a sunburn, I don't care as much. Whereas in the sun, I know. I'm an 80s girl, I would say that was bitchin'. Bitchin' girl. I'm 22 and I still use slang. Yes, different slang though. You're like, I'm 28 turning 29 and Alex is in his mid-30s, so like, saying that hits different. I want to, but I can't. No, I use slang. I'm saying that the slang that I use is a millennial slang now. I don't use Gen Z slang. I think that a whole bunch of Gen Z kids would easily tell I am not them, obviously. But I mean, like, I can't sound cool on TikTok. There's just nothing I could do to sound cool on TikTok. So there's that. I'm happy when the sun is not visible. I love the sun. I get sunburned. So I have mixed reviews about the sun. Yep, we all use our own slang. Yes, what I'm saying is I am now out of the mainstream slang, Scrappy. That's where I'm at, is I just recognized Alex and I have left that which is mainstream. There was a period when people said vibes and lit and I can't think of any now, but you know what I mean. There was a time when I was hip and trendy on the slang, and now people say that hits different, and I think it's so cool, but I can't add it into me. You have to wear sunscreen all year around here. Yes, well, you also have every animal poisonous, so it wouldn't surprise me that the sun is also more poisonous there. Yep, you're using your generational slang. Yes, which is showing my generation now. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm no longer young and trendy is what I've noticed. Not saying I'm old, I'm just no longer young and trendy. I'm gonna go now. It's 5 o'clock. My slang was far out. Here's what I got done today. We'll see how far I get. I'm not gonna be working on it during the week. This is gonna be our little secret project that I'm gonna learn how to knit while hanging out with you guys. I did a middle part to try and be cool for the Gen Z, and it just doesn't want to exist in my hair, so let's just call it quits. I even put in these trendy little things. I know Goober, I'm agreeing. Oh, I know Goober, I'm agreeing with you. Okay, cool, thanks. I feel like I'm on the cusp of being a millennial and a Gen Zer because basically I don't know who I am. It's same, I don't know who I am either. Been one heck of a convo today. It has, hasn't it? I've had a good time. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't yet because, hello, please, I love you. And I'm here for you, so you should like my video because you love me and here for me too. If not, that's okay. Just dislike the video and then fine. But I will see you on Saturday. Come back on Friday. There will be a new tutorial video up on Friday, and if the chickens are born, maybe we'll just do a little bonus live stream to introduce the new babies. But if there are no babies born yet, then I will see you on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So Friday at 10 a.m. I have a tutorial coming out. Saturday at 1 p.m. I'll be back. I love you guys. Don't forget to wash your hands. Be nice to your friends and family. Thank you for coming. To all of you in the chat, it was really nice to chat with you. If you weren't in the chat and you were just listening along, it was nice to have you over. Thanks for coming. And don't forget to like the video. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe and join my Patreon. Thank you to my patrons. Really appreciate you guys. And I will see you next time.